you ever played South Park Stick of Truth?
No. What's that?
It's their video game. I think their second video game. No, first. Because second was Fractured Butthole. The first one was Stick of Truth.
And Curtis is like, yeah. Yes,
and
girl.
in that game, when you're making your character, you can change your skin tone, and the darker it gets, it says the game doesn't get harder, but just life in general gets harder in the game.
Yeah, it like makes the game harder the blacker you make your character.
Really?
Yeah.
God, that's good.
That's so depressing.
It's really good.
That's so depressing.
Has anyone watched South Park in the last few years?
I try.
Nothing new in
Yeah.
the past year.
Maddie hates South
I-
Park, and I've tried turning it on several times. And
I've never
it's
really
never
watched
gonna
it,
work.
to be honest, and
Uh-huh.
I respect it. I think it's brilliant. It doesn't always click with me, and
Same.
certainly not enough for me to watch it consistently.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I haven't I was a huge South Park kid. That was my jam. That was like something that like my friends weren't allowed to watch at the time. I was hardly allowed to watch it. I fucking loved it. It became my whole personality.
Right.
And I just fell off. It's been going for 25 plus years now.
I know,
or
it's
whatever.
incredible.
But 10 years ago, I'm like, probably more than that actually at this point.
Yeah, I could count on one hand the amount of full South Park episodes I've watched in my life.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Because I think when they were going into season 20, that's when they did the whole hashtag cancel South Park thing.
Good luck.
Because they were like, I think Matt Stone and Trey Parker wanted out. They're like, please,
Please cancel the show.
and they were like, please cancel the show. Because that's when they start. I think that's when they started the, the storylines through the seasons.
Yeah.
And that's when that was like, I'm off on this. Because before you could just pick up any episode
Yeah.
and have
I
a good
forgot
time
they were
with it.
doing that now.
I kind of liked one of their threads. It was when Cartman was doing his superhero thing.
Oh, Beep and Friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking.
Wait, what?
Say it, Lucas. Say it.
Yeah.
But he's a raccoon.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a lot. That was
Damn.
a good. That was a good time though. But yeah, I haven't watched any in a long
The
time.
ballsy ass decisions that they continue to make.
Yeah,
Good for
Like,
them.
They
again,
can do
that's
anything
cool.
they want because everyone just goes, it's South Park.
And it's all justified because it's none of it's cheap.
Yeah.
Like there's a reason, and it's a smart reason, and so they get away with it.
Yeah,
But
Like
it's a tightrope to do that. But they are able to do it because they're actually legit jokes.
yeah, like you should. You tell a joke with some purpose
Yes,
behind it,
exactly.
You know, and then you're not also punching down at somebody.
Correct. Yes,
it
they're
should
never
be on the
punching-
table.
They're never punching down.
There was some behind the scenes thing of they had an animator drawing the new sushi chef that has moved into town. And it's an Asian guy having to make this character. And the guy behind the camera is like, do you find this character offensive? He's like, oh, yeah. And he's making it just like, and all that's he's drawn are slant lines and buck teeth.
Oh no! Oh no! My grandfather loved that show when I was a kid.
No
just
shit.
obsessed with that show. Watched it every fucking time it aired.
Now, is this the grandfather who is potentially married to the grandmother who loved the human form?
No,
Oh wow!
no.
Different sides of the family.
Different sides of the family.
What a multicultural
Yeah.
melting pot you grew up
Yeah,
in
yeah.
from your multi-generations.
And that grandfather was like wildly liberal. But no, no, different. Yeah, entirely different.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think? And so he loved the show.
Loved the show. Obsessed with it. I just was kind of commenting on the fact that there was, a 75-year-old man that would just cackle
Yeah.
at this, mostly because it was children saying curse words.
Yeah.
I mean, that'll do it. It's good stuff.
It's true.
That
Yeah.
movie's still one of the best movies ever made.
I
Not gonna
haven't
lie.
watched it in so long, and
Yeah.
I'm almost afraid to go back to it because I'm afraid that it's not going to hit the same.
I watched it probably like 5 or 6 years ago, and that holds up. And it's like it's a straight up musical. Like I think that's the key here. On the South Park cast, I think the key for these guys is that they're just like musical theater nerds, and so to be able to do like his R-rated animated musical movie, it's just like it works really well.
I
Do you
remember.
remember Robin Williams did Blame
Yeah.
Canada at the Oscars?
At the Oscars.
Yes.
Do you
That was
know
the best
why?
shit.
No.
Okay, the mild bummer. So the actress who played Cartman's mom, Mary Kay Bergman, very prolific voice actress, committed suicide.
Oh damn!
She was supposed to do it at the Oscars.
Wow.
And unfortunately, she committed suicide. before the ceremony, and so that's why Robin Williams sang it.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's a
intense.
bummer.
That's
Yes.
really fucking. That's a
Yeah.
really big fucking
And that's
bummer.
dark that he filled that spot.
Yeah, because he killed himself too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I was about to be like, welcome back to the SHUDcast.
I'm Curtis.
I'm thinking about who else killed themselves. I'm Austin.
Uh-oh.
Hi, I'm Cody, and I'm off put.
And I'm Lucas, and I love Robin Williams dearly.
Yes,
Yeah,
we all do.
True. This is the Horror Movie Podcast where we discuss horror movies largely based on themes that we choose for ourselves, depending on no platform.
We ain't got
want.
no strings.
And we discuss friendship in life.
Lots of friendship in life.
I hope you have friendship in your life, and if you don't, be our friends and join our Patreon, and we'll talk to you on Discord.
Pay for your friends.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like the frat that you wanted to join in
And
college.
we definitely don't haze you.
It's correct. We don't haze
We
anybody.
don't haze you. And it's cheaper than a fraternity.
Yes.
Is it?
Yes, I know. Yeah. It's
right.
I mean, $5 a month. That's cheaper than most things.
It's true. It's really
cheaper
cheap.
than most
Yeah.
things.
It's a safe bet.
Yeah.
And I'll get this out of the way now, listeners. I'm getting over a little sinus infection, so that's why I sound cool today. I sound cool.
You didn't say it was a sinus infection.
It was.
You just said it was nasally.
Yeah, a nasally sinus
We
infection.
kissed.
Can you sing Barry White's most famous song right
No.
now, maybe?
No.
I had a mild panic trying to think of the song, and then I realized what the joke was. And join us on Patreon.
You may do a Barry White impression that does not involve any of his copyrighted material.
I'm more worried about that than the copyrighted material.
Really?
For reasons.
Personally.
Yes. I don't want to sound like one of your NPCs. There we go. But yes, if you're not, please join us on Patreon. We're having lots of fun there. And also like and subscribe to this wherever you listen, and tell your friends.
Yeah, we talk about all kinds of different things. We talk about books now in our Patreon.
We got a book thread,
We
baby.
read.
We do read.
That's what it's called. We read too.
It is, isn't it? I've read 3 books this year already.
Have you?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm only at 2, but one of them's The Hobbit, and that's taken me a while to get through.
Is it really?
I'm enjoying it, but
It's taking a minute.
it's
I'm reading
Yeah.
Modern Occultism by Mitch Horowitz.
That's right.
There's actually a book that I wanted
that.
to ask Austin if he had read before. By the Light of Dead Stars.
No.
You heard about this?
No.
So it's like it apparently is like
I
a
got to.
Lovecraftian I forget how it was described to me, but it was Lovecraft. I don't know of too many series that I'm like, oh,
The Bible? I think that was one and done.
thank you. No, I don't know of too many series that are ongoing right now to be excited about. Right?
Sure.
So I heard about that. Thought that was pretty cool.
What was it called again?
Hold on. Hopefully,
Is
the
it a
app still
graphic
works.
novel or a book?
A book by the light of no pictures.
Who's the author?
Does it pop up?
Andrew Van Way.
Okay.
By the light of dead stars. Seemed interesting. Me and Maddie are going to read it.
Hell yeah. Is that the first book in the series? Or
That is
it?
the first book in the series.
Nice.
I'm not sure what the series is called.
No, Cody started in the middle.
I mean, he could be recommending you the second book in the series,
That
but
is
he's already
true.
read because
By the Light of Dead Stars.
I'm Cody. I'm currently reading Nona, the 9th. Speaking of Gideon,
How are you?
Is that
Yeah.
about a grandma? A little Italian grandma?
yeah,
That's the third book, right?
that's the third book. Yeah, we think we're getting Electo this year. We don't know.
I need to go back and read the second one because I still haven't read that one yet.
Oh yeah, you have to absolutely read. That.
And I'm thinking I might reread Gideon
You should.
just because
You don't need to, but you should.
Well, it was so good. It was just one of those things. I remember reading it and having I was having trouble with the way that she writes.
Yeah.
I don't really know why, but I was having trouble like capturing what was going on.
Yeah.
In like
Harrow's going to be harder,
yeah, right, which is what
Yeah.
Jess said, and I was immediately like, well, I don't
but Nona
don't
is an easy read, even if I don't know what's going on.
Known as always easy.
because Harrow's like more dramatic, right?
It's more ethereal. Yes.
Yeah.
What is this word you're saying? Harrow?
Harrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, like harrowing, harrow.
Oh, I see.
Not like in.
Oh,
Do you guys
Yeah.
know what series we're talking about?
not at all.
No?
The Locked Tomb series by
What
Tamsin Muir.
What kind of stuff is it?
It is fantasy
Don't want
horror.
it.
You ingested
Necromancer, lesbian in space.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
You ingested a Halloween costume.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
I was Gideon. She was
Nice.
Harrow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's fucking dope.
Gideon is one of the best books I've ever read, straight up.
It's dope as fuck.
And I will go along for this ride, regardless of what I think about the sequels, just to see where it goes in the end.
Yeah.
And I like the sequels.
It also didn't end the way I expected it anyway.
Yeah.
So I was very like,
Yeah.
oh,
I know.
okay.
Yeah.
You did that. All right.
Yep.
But yeah, listeners,
Talk about
very
what
recommend.
you read.
Do you read? Tell us on our Discord.
Yeah.
And you pay us to get there. You cheap bastards.
It's very cheap. It's $3 a month to talk to
you
us.
got cheaper than that.
Yes, there
Probably
is.
not.
Yeah.
$3?
I don't know. Cake Pop?
Oh, $3. Sorry, I
Three.
thought you were talking about the $5 tier.
Three?
That's correct.
That's nothing under 3 there.
Cake Pops are $3, I think.
I think a small coffee without cream is like $3.25.
Yeah, that's absurd.
See?
Yeah.
And then with the cake pop, once tax comes in, game over.
Gosh, are you a millennial wasting your money on fucking black coffee and cake pops?
That's why you don't have a house.
you don't have a house.
And you still won't have a house, but you could have our Discord. So,
And if you're a whale and you just haven't signed up for us yet,
not a big fat man.
No,
But no belugas!
but if you haven't, then we're offended.
Fuck
Yeah.
belugas. Just saying.
Yeah.
Actually, they're very nice. I actually
My
prefer
lord.
belugas.
You're
To
just passionate
what?
about this.
Huh?
I got in a...
To like sperm whales?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I got in a splash fight once with the beluga whale at SeaWorld camp.
How fun.
SeaWorld
Yeah.
Camp?
Yeah.
Was this when you still had your sights? Oh, was this when you had your dreams crushed?
Yeah, no, this was before I had my dreams crushed because
But
this
is
was
it the
me
same
trying
trip?
to chase my dreams.
Is it the same trip?
No,
Though?
no, they were
okay.
unrelated.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I used to go to SeaWorld camp every year.
Fuck yeah.
Or you go
Every
for like a
year?
week.
More than once?
Oh, I did fucking San Diego. I did San Antonio.
Holy shit.
I never made it to Orlando for SeaWorld camp, but
Wow.
I did the
Neither
other
did half
two.
of the wildlife.
That's the one that's on Blackfish too, right?
Yeah,
Orlando
it's so
one.
bad. Like,
Yeah.
there's... as a kid, I loved
Yeah.
SeaWorld
Of
so
course.
much before I knew, and now I'm like, oh, like I'll never set foot in a SeaWorld ever again.
Yeah.
This fundamentally should not exist.
Wait, what?
They're fish prisons. Have you not seen
Oh,
Blackfish?
yes.
The documentary
awful.
Blackfish.
No,
I will
I haven't
never
seen
watch
the-
Blackfish.
I haven't seen a
It's
documentary called
gut
Blackfish. but-
wrenching. It's
Yeah.
gut wrenching. It's just the problem is just the model is broke. You just
Yeah.
can't have these animals in captivity. But at the time, we didn't know that, and we thought they were happy. So I would go to SeaWorld camp, and we would go to the beluga tank, and I got in a splash fight with a beluga.
Nice.
He spit water at me, so I
Have you
splashed
seen
him.
the video that came out of a beluga like rescuing a phone for some person that dropped it like overboard? on,
Really?
like a boat in the middle of the ocean.
Amazing.
Yeah. They're nice.
They're very
Belugas
nice.
are nice.
They are.
Sperm whales can go fuck themselves.
I don't know. They eat giant squid,
Yeah.
so I like that part of them.
I like giant squid. Krakens rule.
Oh God. I'd much rather see a sperm whale than
What?
a giant squid.
Yeah.
Nothing. Also,
Where do you fall in the sperm whale giant squid debate? If you had to pick a camp, if you had to be in a tank with one, there's one answer. to this
sperm
question.
whale.
Yeah, of course.
But aren't sperm whales are like vicious? Then like
No, they're not.
then a giant tentacled monster?
Squids are vicious.
Wasn't Moby Dick a sperm whale?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
See?
Also,
But-
not real. the biggest butt didn't exist. But haven't you seen videos of those Hummingbird squid?
Consensus that we hate sperm whales. Like they are ranked.
I don't
Moby
think
Dick's
that's a
fault.
general consensus.
Moby Dick's fault. It's propaganda.
I think it's a Lucas consensus.
Yeah.
Well, let's starting it now. Fuck sperm whales.
Okay. Join me.
I put pilot whale below sperm whale.
Pilot whale?
Yeah, sperm has a
What's
funnier name, and they eat giant squid.
What's pilot's deal?
Exactly, pilot whale. They're there.
Did you just make that up?
No, I'll bet you $1,000.
I'm not going to take the bet. but
Fucking,
I'm just,
you know how many years of SeaWorld camp I went to, and you're gonna question if I'm making up a
I
whale?
apologize. I didn't realize I was in the
Haven't
room
you-
with an expert.
But haven't you seen those videos of those Humboldt squid attacking surfers? They're fucking
Yeah, it's
animals.
awful.
They're little fucking monsters. They shouldn't even be allowed to exist. And you want to be around a giant one of those? You lost your mind. They have arms. They have grabby arms and beaks.
They have
Beaks.
Yeah.
Fucking bone crushing beaks.
Of course, I type in top 5 whales in Google,
Whale.
and it has an answer.
Sure.
Yeah.
Why? What is a right whale?
It's another
There's a right whale.
Hell yeah, is that number
His
one?
name's Donald.
Are these top 5 specific whales or kinds of whales?
Yeah,
like
number-
Donald the right whale.
Number
is
one, blue
one?
whale.
Okay.
Number
That's the
2,
biggest.
fin whale.
Fin whale?
That's
Yeah.
not a thing.
Number 3, right whale, and these
You're like,
idiots
it's not a
put
thing.
fucking sperm whale number 5. Ew.
Google's wrong.
Beluga's not even
Not
top
even
5?
humpback?
Orca?
Killer?
Orca's number 10, narwhal number 9,
Oh, get out of
beluga
here.
8.
I don't buy this.
What is a minke whale?
What are you looking at?
About
exactly?
shark?
Top 5 whale?
That just looks like a list of fucking whales.
Don't.
expose my sources.
It's just a list of whales. It's not like organized by anything. It's literally the top.
He just typed in
Popular
types of
searches
whales.
around the web. To go to an article.
I don't want to go to biggest whales. I want them like ranked based on looks, personality, and
General vibe.
yeah, general vibe.
You mean go to Reddit?
Because
then.
everyone's
You're in the
going
wrong
to
place.
everyone's like sorting by size.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
in the wrong place. Go to Reddit. Go to,
Orca's clearly number 1.
Yeah.
Smart, fast.
Aren't they also mean that they're killing penguins?
What?
They're killing penguins.
I mean,
They kill a lot of shit.
you
They
gotta-
kill sperm whales.
It's their
hell
name.
yeah. Okay, all right. Orca.
Yeah, they kill other whales.
Yeah.
Did you know that Austin knows every species of penguin?
I did not, but let's hear it.
Just dude, there's too many. I can't even do it. I mean, you got your emperor, right? That's
Yeah.
the classic penguin. When you think of a penguin, you think emperor. But if you see them in like a movie or commercial, probably a Magellanic because they come from South America. They can withstand the higher temperatures.
America?
You got your rockhopper
love
and your
rockhopper.
macaroni.
That's Shia LaBeouf in that movie, The Rockhopper.
Happy
Surf's
Feet.
Up.
Oh,
Oh,
Surf's Up.
yeah, they got the eyebrows.
Yeah,
Rockhopper macaroni also looks very similar.
Hell yeah.
Let's see what else have we got. Oh, there's so many more.
What were the ones in Madagascar?
Colin Farrell.
Yeah, you got Colin Farrell. Well, those were animated.
Again, not real. All of my animal references are
Not real
fictional.
animals. Man, I haven't gone through the penguin Rolodex in a while. I'm missing plenty.
Danny Vito.
Danny Vito.
Danny Vito.
A listener. That's a deep cut.
Nice.
That's an inside joke.
Callback joke to a thing we did in our text thread today. Patrons, you didn't even get that one. That's $7 a month to understand why the duh is out of
to get our
DeVito.
personal phone numbers.
Yes,
But we might get into it based on our watch history.
we probably.
We are going to get into it. Should we get into the shit we watched?
Yeah, I think we
Hell
should.
yeah.
Hell yeah,
I'm not
boys.
done to talk about penguins.
Oh! How dare I? Gen 2? Come on.
Ooh.
Gen 2, classic. Chin strap, Adele. Come on. There's one just called Little. I didn't know that one.
Okay.
That's lazy.
That is
What do we name this one?
It's
Little?
kind of small. No, it's stupid. Little.
Macaroni Galapagos, Southern Rockhopper, Magellanic. We already
Who are
know
the ones that
Just
give
a little bit
Erect
more
crested.
racist.
Hell yeah.
Who are the ones that give
There's
each other
African.
rocks?
Each other.
That's Emperor.
That's Emperor.
Yeah.
Emperors do that.
Yeah. Emperors are the ones in like March of the Penguins who they're like the biggest. and
Tall. Big.
Yeah.
Big.
Big,
yeah.
tall boys.
Are they holding the rockets in Batman Returns? Those aren't emperors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're because they're about that size. And they also weren't real.
Are
some of them.
puffins penguins or are those puffins?
That's a bird.
That's birds.
Well, a penguin's a
Peng-
bird. Puffin's a not a penguin.
okay. Puffin's a
Because
puffin.
they fly.
Oh, okay.
Penguins no fly.
Okay.
This is great. That's the $8 month tier. Austin's Penguin.
Yeah, my
Penguin
biology
pen.
lessons.
Yeah.
Austin's penguin pen. Just each week a different penguin.
That's kind of nice. I guess what? Did not watch 36 movies in the week since we've done this.
I can't believe it.
It's nice.
I did 7.
I've done 5. I'll start. I watched a film called Road Games, so I can probably just go through each of these.
Jamie Lee?
With Jamie Lee.
Yeah, I've been.
So-
this has been on my periphery for a while. I haven't watched this yet.
Notably, one of Australia's. Australia went through a period. We almost covered one of these movies. Wake and Fright is not considered in this like era of Australian Ozploitations, kind of what it's called. It's like the 80s, just like 80s independent Australian movies that were funded by the government.
Okay.
This is one of Tarantino's favorite movies. It's basically Rear Window, just with a truck driver.
Hell
So
yeah.
it's Stacy Keach as this truck driver who like sees Rear Window type shit and is on the highways of Australia trying to figure it out. Cool fucking movie.
Yeah.
Really cool fucking time. Highly recommend. Speaking of whales and underwater beasts, I watched Leviathan for the first time.
Ooh.
Have you guys seen Leviathan?
Yes.
No, what's Leviathan?
The one of the better Alien knockoffs you'll ever see.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm familiar, yes.
It is Alien. It is Deep Blue Sea.
Yep.
There's like a spectrum that gets you to Deep Blue Sea that starts at Alien, and Leviathan is firmly in the middle.
Right.
Because
It's like the halfway, like on the chart of men.
Yes.
It's like the
It's
the
Neanderth-
abomination.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck that
it's
thing.
like the Neanderthal from like the
Yes.
Cro-Magnon to the
Yes.
whatever. It's really fucking fun though. I had a great time. It's like so unabashedly fucking alien that it's hilarious, and everyone in it's doing their goddamn best to to be in an alien movie.
God bless
The
him.
lead is fucking Peter Weller, who's awesome.
Oh.
Love fucking Peter Weller. The cast is stacked. We got Ernie Hudson, Daniel Stern, Richard Crenna, fucking Hector Elizondo. Great cast. Really great effects by Stan Winston. My review for this film is Alien with the Bends. You know, the
Beautiful.
thing you get when you come up too quick from the pressure.
Yes.
Good time, though. Really, really, really fun time. Then I watched the film, in America, it's called Redemption, but across the pond, it's one of the, like, if you just described what the script was, you'd be like, that's impossible and it's very racist. You cannot do this. But
Go on.
Babe, I'm in.
but
This is
in
racist. You can't do this.
In practice, it's a fucking good time. It's like it's Statham's finest performance as a dramatic actor, which you might scoff at, listener. But I love Jason Statham. He's a fantastic actor across the board.
What's the job?
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't have to ask that question in this film. He knows what his job is. He plays just like a PTSD addict with a very special set of skills on a revenge mission. Basically, it's very nice, very sweet, very heartfelt.
Rank your Stathams.
Rank my Stathams.
Wow.
Fuck. This is high up there. This might be in like a number 2 or 3.
Just do 3.
Wow.
Just
Do
top
3?
Just do the top 3.
I'm gonna do The Mechanic, Transporter, Crank.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lock, Stock,
Oh.
the Transporter, the Mechanic.
Oh fuck yeah. Yeah. Lock, Stock is like Statham like not kicking anybody.
No.
Yeah.
No, I think it's his best performance, dude. He's at least in the movies I've seen.
Watch Hummingbird.
Okay.
It's a really good time. Do you guys have Statham rankings?
No. I haven't even seen Transporter or Crank or The Mechanic.
Oh, you haven't seen Crank?
No.
Oh,
You haven't
dude.
seen the OG Transporter?
No.
Oh, dude, that movie rips.
Maybe I did.
That's a fucking cool ass movie.
Maybe
You
I
might
think I
have.
did.
You
That's-
probably did.
that's
I
one
did.
of
Just being a boy of that age.
I
in
think
that
I
time,
did.
You
Yeah.
probably
But
saw
I've
Transporter.
forgotten all of it.
Transporter 2, which is
Yeah.
bonkers.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway,
Wait, maybe I did see those.
I feel like you did.
I think I'm going Snatch, Transporter,
Crank.
Crank.
He's in Snatch?
Yeah, dude.
Why am I forgetting who he is in fucking Snatch?
Basically the same
same
character.
guy.
He's in
Yeah.
Lock, Stock.
He's the same guy in everything.
No, no,
Yeah,
in Lock,
if he's
Stock,
not
and
the,
Snatch,
if
he's
he's not the Transporter, he's the guy in Lockstock.
Yes. Yes, he's got basically 2 roles.
Yeah.
It's true.
I never
Death Race was cool too.
You might not think of him in Snatch because in Snatch his role, if I'm remembering correctly, isn't as prominent as it
Snatch
is
is
in
a more
Lock, Stock.
ensemble piece.
Yeah.
So
is Lock,
and
Stock,
everyone
but-
else steals scenes out from under everybody in that
Yep.
movie.
Beefcake.
Yeah, he's too good. He's too hot. Statham rules.
Yep.
We all love movie Statham. I watched tonight's film. Then I'm coming around to the closure on my Akira Kurosawa films for now, filling in the gaps that I feel like I should watch before I close the chapter of this particular book. I watched High and Low, which I've been wanting to watch, and then we probably talked about it in the show. They announced that Spike Lee and Denzel are remaking the film.
Oh.
I was like, fuck yeah, I need to see that now, ASAP. It's phenomenal. It's a phenomenal fucking movie. It's kind of like an OG kidnapping story, but with a really interesting moral twist on it. Toshiro Mifune, again, the GOAT, but also starring Takashi...
I'm not familiar with him.
Tatsuya Nakadai.
Ah, yes.
Who is the lead in Harakiri, which I talked about last time. 2 great fucking performances, a really fun thriller, and I'm excited to see what, like, it leaves space for some really interesting politics that I think Spike and Denzel will lean into really nicely. Highly recommend. Really love, guess what? Akira Kurosawa.
I know, I got to get on that Kurosawa train.
It's good. You'll have a good time.
I'm well behind. I've seen nothing.
That's me. That's all the shit that I watched.
Wow, short list. Should I go?
Yeah, why don't you go?
Wow, I think I'll go. So I decided to continue my slow march through the Purge movies, and I watched the Purge election year.
Okay.
Very fun.
You liked it?
Yes.
Yeah, I did like it.
Very
It
fun.
was quite good. I didn't like watching it during a very contentious election year
Sure.
because I was like, in my review, I'm like, we're like 2 elections away
Yeah.
from the GOP being like, well, at least tell me about the Purge idea.
Did you watch? Okay, go ahead.
No, say.
I was saying, did you watch more of those movies for this run?
No.
Okay, because I was wondering if you could rank them.
As of now, it'd be 2, 1, 3.
Yeah. I think Election Year is my least favorite of the bunch, and I like them all.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. It just 2 is just like the perfect Purge movie.
It is.
It's like what you want when you think about a Purge movie.
There's
And
another,
that's my second
There's
favorite.
another one coming up that I think might.
Yes, from what I've seen on the internet, first year one is not loved.
What? That's my favorite one by far.
Well, you told me to watch Warcraft. Then
That was also Lucas.
we because I was still in movie picking jail for Warcraft. Kaylin picked the Holdovers.
Fuck yeah!
Oh, it's fantastic.
It's awesome, isn't
It's
it?
really great.
Which I also watched. Directed. I didn't think it was maybe anything special, but it was a great movie.
It is a
no,
great movie.
There's no crotch ripping.
You just got Brockmired.
I'm presenting my honest feelings about the film. It did not make me.
It's
We're moving on.
It's so beautiful to look at.
Really
It is beautiful to
Yeah.
look at.
It's just
And
stunning.
There's something to be said about the subset of movies that you just want to live inside, and I
Yeah.
want to live inside that film.
I
It's
totally
so
get that.
like warm.
It's so
Yeah.
warm,
Very
and
warm.
the film grain and the aspect ratio just it feels like youth and home.
The one
Yeah.
thing
And
I-
also,
go ahead. Sorry about
I was just gonna say a handshake that has more love behind it than most on-screen hugs.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's so
Yes, yes. The performance by the cook is she's just. I mean, it was one of the best performances I've seen in a long
Some of
time.
the scenes
just
were
incredible.
gut-wrenching.
Divine Joy Randolph. Divine.
I don't.
That
I don't know her
sounds
name.
correct.
I turned off
Divine?
airplane. My phone's on airplane mode now, so I don't know.
Sounds correct.
Um,
She deserves. Yes, Divine Joy
yeah.
Randolph.
Did she run? She won.
Golden Globe.
Yeah, something, right?
I think so.
I think she won
A
the
BAFTA?
I don't know.
No, I thought
won
she
a
won a
BAFTA.
Golden Globe for something too. Didn't
she did.
I think she also won a BAFTA.
That was just like last night.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
that was 2 days ago or whatever.
Yeah, she outstanding. Paul Giamatti as well. Just
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
marvelous.
Best,
And
one
that
of the best to
kid.
ever do it, dude.
Dude, that
kid was great.
Dominic
Fantastic.
Sessa, so fucking good.
Fantastic. Yeah, really great. Made me feel good. Then I revisited a movie that I love so much called The Invitation.
Yeah.
The
Such a good
2015
fucking movie.
one.
What made you want to do that?
It had come up in my head recently. I forget why. For some reason, I thought about the opening scene when he hits the coyote,
Okay.
and I was like, "Oh, I need to watch the movie again."
Mm-hmm.
God, I love that movie so much. It has one of my top 3 best favorite ending shots of a movie.
It's
Yeah.
big same, dude.
Oh.
Big same.
It's just like it's such great tension and
Spine-tingling.
atmosphere. The whole movie, you just feel how uncomfortable the whole thing is, and it kind of does what The Omen was kind of playing with, where like, is it, isn't it? You know, is this
Yeah.
guy just being a
Yeah.
dick and unreasonable? But like, your whole gut's telling you this is wrong, and
Yeah.
then like, yeah, no, it's it's not great.
It's not good.
And I think they actually do a better job than other movies that try to accomplish that do, because like in that one, up until the end, I was like, I legit am not
Right.
sure, right?
Like with the boyfriend, like when he gets
Yes.
the met, like all of that playing with that was all really. It's really
Yeah.
well done.
Outstanding
and I think it deserves a lot more attention.
Karan Kusama, fucking rules.
Yeah, fantastic.
Great filmmaker.
Love it. And it felt attainable. Like it's a scrappy little movie. Like audio's not perfect.
Yeah,
Like
right.
mostly one location. Like, oh, we could make something like this. This isn't too outside of.
No.
It's just really
It's right
good.
there.
Really easy story. Really well told. Then Kaylin picked Dunkirk
Yes.
because I had thrown that out.
Wow. Hell yeah,
It's
Kayla.
the happiest little war movie I ever did see.
happiest.
It is like as far as war movies I've seen, it's like
Yeah.
the lightest.
Yeah.
Very
It
good.
ends nicely.
Yeah.
The whole thing's
Mostly.
nice. Mostly.
Yeah.
It's not like a bunch of death beyond like it's impending doom.
There's
more
that
than-
boat full of people, but
Yeah, just the
A
whole,
lot of them got
It
out.
was like 100.
I mean,
not
look,
D-Day, I guess. is
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
if you come from like Saving Private Ryan,
or 1917.
this is a much
Sure.
nicer time.
Yeah.
That's fair.
It was very good.
Did you see the Godzilla -1
What?
DNA? Did you see
in
this
the movie?
DNA in Godzilla -1?
I didn't really think about that.
Yeah, I need to rewatch God.
But
I
could
was
say that.
thinking about that after the fact because I remember you saying it. I need to rewatch that.
Definitely
now.
there. It's definitely in the style one, but it's definitely like I think more directly, even in like tugboat stuff.
Does that have a physical release yet?
Not yet.
No.
Not
Still
yet.
milking that theatrical.
Still milking
In
it.
some
Oh,
markets,
I
at
see
least.
now. I see it. Just thinking about it a little bit.
Yeah,
I
and
see
also
it.
like the nothing gets me. If you ask me movie moments that make me cry, I probably will knee jerk and say when home comes to the shores of Dunkirk and it's so sweet and it's so good. That just like fleet of tugboats and Mark Rylance fucking wheeling in, saving the day. It's so good.
It is really, really great. And just stunningly gorgeous to look at.
Hell yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
What'd Kaylin think?
Loved it.
Great.
Big fan. And then she picked The Killer.
Oh,
Yeah. She didn't like it near as much as I did. I really liked it.
it's awesome. And
I think she was expecting more of a like halfway through she was like, she goes, "This isn't as good as Bumblebees." And I was like, "What?" And
Beekeeper.
oh, Beekeeper. And I was like, "No, this is much better than the Beekeeper." But I get what you're saying.
these are not the same things
No,
that you
but I
compare.
think she was expecting that.
She's
And
expecting
right.
like a dumb action movie.
Yeah. And it was absolutely not that.
She was
is not
expecting
that.
the dumb action movie made by the famously dumb action movie director David Fincher.
Look.
Starring.
She saw the
Michael
trailer
Fassbender.
and she thought it was an action movie and she wanted to watch it and I knew it wasn't going to be what she thought it was going to be, but I wanted to see it, so I said yes.
Yeah.
you
course,
didn't even
yeah.
you didn't
No.
even try to
No,
forewarn.
I was like, yeah, let's watch it.
Sometimes you just got to ride that
I mean,
wave.
look,
Seize the
like,
victory. I
a
love
movie called The Killer starring Michael Fassbender like kind of lends itself to like, oh, this might be a ride.
Yeah, and especially like
You
the
know?
trailer.
Yeah.
And,
And it is,
And,
but
yeah.
not the one you're thinking of.
Correct. Yeah. It's a very subdued ride. But man, dude, that fucking fist fight with the giant
Dude.
man.
He is one of the OG Uruk-hai, like the big
Oh,
fucking
really?
Uruk-hai in Lord of the
Oh,
Rings.
sick.
He's been doing this shit for 25 fucking years.
What a unit of a man,
Dude.
And it's shot so well, like and like the sound design in it is
Yeah.
absurd. Like his stomping is like, like, oh, it's a brute.
That man is big country.
Oh,
Yeah, I love
Really
that
great,
movie.
really-
Oh god, and Tilda at the end where she
Oh.
has her ice cream and a flight of whiskey.
you put her in anything, and it's just.
Yep, love that movie.
So yeah, I really enjoyed that. Then I watched today's movie, and then so I could return it to Cody. I watched Peeping Tom.
Oh hell yeah!
Have you seen this?
I haven't seen this, huh?
Oh, buddy, it
Yeah.
is. It's fantastic.
It's so good.
It is really, truly fantastic.
Hell yeah!
Arguably the first time that the POV from the killer viewpoint was put in a movie.
Yeah,
It's magic.
very exciting.
Explain your post about doing a PSA on POV.
Oh yes. So I've noticed a trend in maybe you've seen this, listener, watcher, and you guys in internet videos on Instagram or TikTok where it says POV, and then it describes the scene, and what you're watching is in no way a POV. So at some point in TikTok, it became a trend to do like POV. You're on a date with me, and you do a funny little thing like you're on a date with me. And these became popular and got attention. And then Smooth Brains said, "Oh, okay, this is what's popular." And they'd be like, "POV, I don't know, I'm cleaning my house." And it's just a video of them cleaning. In no way is it a POV. Like they don't know what POV means.
Okay.
They have no idea how to use and implement this.
Porn still has got it right.
Goddamn right they do.
It still has it right.
Yeah. And guess what features heavily in Peeping Tom? Porn.
Lots
Nice.
of
Wow.
Cool.
They call them views, and I want to bring that back.
Yep.
Views.
Views. A man goes into the store. He says, I hear you have some views for sale.
Oh hell
And
yeah!
they're smut pictures.
Wow.
And I want to
Nice.
bring that back.
How classy.
Right?
You
Views.
haven't seen this movie either?
Nope.
It's magic. Criterion's actually
Criterion's putting it out.
4K. Well, they
Yeah.
already put it out. I actually have the OG like Criterion DVD.
That's
They got
what I
4K
watched.
coming out.
Yeah.
Very
excited.
good. Very, very worth your time. Really sort of lives in the same DNA as like Psycho, but just really, really well made.
And beautifully,
Hell
like
yeah.
beautiful coloring.
Mhm.
The coloring in this is just magnificent.
Gorgeous. And I called the lead guy Pretty Lori.
Peter,
Pretty.
but Peter.
Yeah, he kind of looks and sounds like Peter Lorre, but he's like an attractive man and not a little goblin. And that's
pretty
it.
good.
That's all I got.
Wow, it's pretty cool.
I'll run through mine real quick. We already talked about the Holdovers. We watched Fight Club. Rewatched Fight Club.
Yes.
First time. I hadn't seen that, and neither of us had seen it probably like 10 years more.
Uh-huh.
We know we watched it together at one point in our relationship, but it was probably one of those things where it's like we just put it on, right?
Yeah.
Didn't really pay attention. This is the first time watching it certainly the first time watching it like this level of adulting, right?
Sure.
Which I was very curious to know, like, how would I receive the movie?
Right. Once you're in the workforce, quote unquote.
Yeah, right. And this age, right? You're dumb enough to know enough, right? Kind of thing. Guys, that's a perfect movie.
Hell yeah.
Movie is magnificent.
I need to watch it again.
I will say that Fincher, at least with my recollection of the book, and I remember when I was a kid, I read the book before I watched the movie, and it was like a magic experience to like read the book, have no idea what was coming, and then to have it like the fucking twist happen. Exploded my brain, made a huge impact on me as a kid. I don't think Fincher really does that book quite the justice that the message deserves. I think he tries to do it, but I think he kind of gets away from it.
He made it too damn cool.
Right. Yeah,
Too many
he made
dudes
it too
were
fucking
like,
cool.
sick. And he's like, no.
Yeah,
It's like Jess's problem with it, and I get it. It's like you did the job too well.
Yeah, he made it way too cool.
Well,
so dudes were like, fuck it.
But he
Yeah.
And they started fight clubs, and it's like,
well on that note, I think those people are just fucking smooth brains. Like I think he
course.
does a good job of making it's not cool.
Yeah.
Right. But what I don't think he does a good job of is the rhetoric behind why.
Sure.
Right. It's just sort of like he lays it out in a way that should be easily received, and I think it is on the surface, but then all of the insidious underpinnings of why like the toxic masculinity angle is fucked up, right? Doesn't really like come through as well as it should.
I haven't read the book.
It's magic, dude.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the best books ever written. I love that fucking book. It's short, dude.
I'll never know.
The more you say,
That's fair.
The less he'll ever know.
And I've
More
started
years I had to reading it.
I've started saying I'll never know.
Yes!
Without you or
Good.
either of any of you, right?
I want that to catch on.
And people immediately like, what?
yeah, because it's a fucking rude thing to say.
No!
It's very
How dare
rude.
you?
To not your homies.
I mean, I'm saying it to friends, but like friends would be like, why? I don't want to watch it.
That's how abrasive that is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but-
it's
but
good to
somehow
be
when-
convicted in who you are.
But somehow when you do it, it's just like a
Yeah.
I'm charming.
conversation moves on.
That's because I'm charming and
Okay.
delightful.
Just gets sort of
My superpower.
Gets screamed at by Quentin. He yelled at me in a text message the other day.
Because you said I'll never know.
Basically,
I'll
yeah.
never know.
Sounds like a hymn.
Dude, you should try this sandwich shop.
But you spend all your fucking time doing this and doing that. You won't just give this a fucking chance. Anyway,
That's why it's the best. It's
So
so
you double
annoying.
down.
Yeah.
I was
Do the opposite. Never eat a sandwich again.
I was doing some cleaning around this little wonderful place that we call our studio set.
Thank God. Scraped up
which-
the scum.
There's
Look at this.
Well, there's a monstrous thing that happened. I should just say this now. I
there's
was
a
going to say it
dick.
for later, but yeah, there's a penis there now.
Yes.
Yeah, viewers, there's a little.
I don't think the viewer will be
Yeah.
able to see that.
I don't think so.
No, listeners. I'm just sorry. There's
Oh,
a penis
sorry.
in
Yeah.
a trick or treat bucket.
It's my penis.
Along with a VHS tape, 2 candy bars from Trick or Treat, and a mom's linguine from Evil Dead Rise.
Nice.
One candy bar from Trick or Treat.
But the awful thing that I wanted to share with you guys that really affects you two and where you sit every time that you come here than Lucas and I,
Oh, I see.
but I do
see where we're
exist down
going.
here every day,
Yeah.
was not spiders. It was somehow worse.
I disagree.
Spiders with knives.
Do you know?
8 of them? Can you fucking
It's
imagine?
the worst
You guys
thing
know
there
that?
could
You
be.
guys know that bat that I had hanging over there?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. I won't share where I bought that from because we all shop at this place.
I was gonna say, was it some like Nazi memorabilia store or something?
No, because we all shop there. I went to I moved it a little bit just to kind of like move some things around, and as I did so, I was like looking at it kind of closely, and I was like, oh fuck, I don't think this thing was properly taxidermied.
Oh, wow.
I bought this years ago.
Sure.
It was alive.
I'm looking at the wings, and all the webbing had deteriorated, and there were these weird little like growths on it.
Oh, cool.
Tiny little gross. I was like,
So
what
we've
the
been
fuck
breathing
is that?
death spores.
So I pulled it back. I started to move it to get a better look at it, and all of this hair was just stuck to the wall. It had been deteriorating, and I pulled it back, and all the hair just kind of fell off of it, and you're just looking at the bat's skeleton, and there are things growing inside of it. Looked like tiny little embryos and shit. So I guess that affects you the most because it was right behind your head.
We're all breathing it.
I don't think we need to worry too much about the breathing in part, but
Well, you're going to be paying for my Alzheimer's. I'll tell you that. Jesus.
so cursed. You guys are fucked. But I needed something to watch while I was doing that, and I put on "Let the Wrong One In"
Okay.
on Shudder.
I saw you
saw
post
that.
this.
I was just curious, of
course.
It came out not that long ago. Fuck it, let's watch
It's like a
something
parody
indie.
thing, I assume.
Sort of.
Scary movie version of Let the Right One In.
Sort of. It's basically about a brother and his two brothers. One of them gets turned into a vampire. They're kind of estranged. The estranged one that's been kind of kicked out shows up and says, "Let me in," right? And it goes into this downward spiral of the two of them. It's kind of funny. Very British humor. Giles from Buffy the Vampire Slayer
Oh, no shit.
shows up.
Anthony Head?
Yes. It's fine.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay.
Maybe worth putting on just in the background sometimes
Yeah.
if you feel like it. I rewatched Misery.
Hey.
Because it occurred to me that when we went to, I forget who I was with, maybe it was with you, to it was a double feature
Of
at
Saint Maud.
Yes, it was Saint Maud and Misery. That's right. I left before Misery started.
Yeah.
Because
Reggie came with us.
Yes. Because I wanted to go home. And that's right, because I had to sit alone in my truck. To watch. I had blind bought this. I'd heard about this over the years. What a weird and magical little thing that this is.
Dare
yeah.
fan?
The fan.
Okay.
It
FAN?
FAN.
Like,
yes, like obsessive.
Okay.
No, like fan.
like
Like I'm a fan of you.
fanatic.
I see.
Which pairs really well with Misery as a double.
Oh, yeah.
Did they remake this as the Sandra Bullock movie? Or am
I don't know.
you guys know The Fan with Sandra Bullock, right?
Miss Congeniality.
That is Sandra Bullock? Yeah.
Bird
Did
Box?
she's in a movie called The Fan, right?
The Blind Side?
Oh, holy shit. Well, here we
I think
go.
she adopted that kid
Oh.
in that movie.
Oh.
I don't think he's a fan.
Case of Miss
I don't see this as a thing.
He could
am
have been
wrong,
No, there was a volcano.
but there is a fan directed by Tony Scott with Robert Nero and Wesley Snipes
May I see it for a second?
and Johnny Legs.
Robert Nero sounds
No.
like a dope dude.
No.
Okay, wow,
Definitely not. It does a thing that is really effective. I don't really want to talk about it too much because it might spoil things.
Okay.
It's worth watching. It's slow, but they do this very dreamlike thing. That's really, really, really interesting. I have read that a lot of this the context of the movie might have gotten lost over time because it's a German film, and there's certainly an argument that they're talking about trying to analyze how the German people so quickly latched on to Adolf Hitler.
Okay.
And it's really it's an interesting exploration if you think about it that way. That didn't color it for me as I was watching it. The score is like early darkwave. That is so fucking cool.
Pretty cool.
Dude, movie's wild.
I like that.
It's basically about a girl that's obsessed with a pop singer. And she just travels around trying to find him.
Fuck yeah.
Writing him letters and stuff. It is wild. Worth watching. Maddie and I went to the theater to watch Lisa Frankenstein,
Yeah.
which I adored.
Oh, nice.
In every way imaginable.
It's a good film, right?
I loved that fucking movie, dude.
Oh,
like
wow.
I loved that fucking movie.
Hell yeah.
That's going to be a comfort movie for sure.
Oh, hell yeah.
When they do the Rocky Horror reference, I squealed. No one else squealed.
Yeah, don't go
I
see
squealed.
Madam Web. Go see Lisa Frankenstein.
Yeah, no, fuck Madam Web, dude. Go see Lisa
I
Frankenstein.
really
Support
wanna see
horror
Madam
movies.
Web.
I do
Yeah,
too,
same.
but support horror movies. It's fucking cool.
I still need to see Lisa Frankenstein.
I love that it's not. Well, I'm not going to spoil anything because it's new. But it is not what I expected in any way.
Okay.
I did not expect that they would do what they did. Directed by Robin Williams' daughter,
Ooh, cool.
Zelda.
Zelda. And then I watched a thing, Sion Sono's Cold Fish.
Sure you did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Boys.
We've covered a Science Sono movie on this podcast.
A movie that we did not like very much.
We
Prisoners of the
didn't
Ghost
like very
Land.
much. And,
Oh, yeah.
And I think we've since sworn off doing many
Yeah, that guy
Science
sucks,
Sono
right?
films. Yes,
That-
for that reason.
Blows. That movie almost gets me as mad as Space Jam 2.
Wait, hold on. Sion Sono sucks as a human, or
Yeah.
really?
Yes.
Why? I don't
Abusive.
remember.
He's like rapey,
Very
right?
abusive.
Yeah, abusive.
And somewhat sexually, but very abusive.
And then
Yeah.
also,
Oh.
have you seen Prisoners of the Ghost?
Yes. Cold Fish, considered shedding the knowledge of him as a
Sure.
personal human and watching. It's a fucking thing. You need to watch that movie.
God damn it.
You need to watch that movie.
Okay.
It is insane.
Hell yeah.
Highly recommend. And I watched tonight's film.
I went to Bend, Oregon, where they have the last Blockbuster, and that fucking Prisoners of the Ghostland was on their shelves. And I wanted to go to
That's
the
right.
front. I'm like, you're the last don't get this off. What are
This
you
outta
doing? You can curate these shelves. Right? You have this luxury. You don't
Yeah.
have to show everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Get ready, boys. Hold on,
Sandra
let me
Bullock
add-
was in The Net, by the way. and that
Goldfish
was a
is
fucking
3.7?
idiot for-
Okay.
It's
didn't
called
know
The
this one.
Fan.
No, and that thing, the only way I can describe that movie is zany.
Okay.
I have never used that word ever.
Ever.
That movie is zany.
I mean, maybe if like Billy Zane was in a movie a lot,
Right.
then maybe you would.
I
call
just
it
every
zany.
time that I watch The
think
Phantom, I
that's
just go
Phantom.
zany. Yeah. Is that the only movie?
Okay.
I think that's the only movie I can think of where he's in it a lot, like that much.
She's like the star.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
The Phantom.
I'll start.
Yeah, the Phantom.
I'll start with movies that I don't think we need to talk about a lot.
Okay.
So I saw Tropic Thunder.
Sick.
Love it.
Okay.
The greatest.
What do you mean? What?
In that we've talked about it recently. And
And
kind
that
of do all-
recently,
yeah.
and like obvious, this is a great movie.
Yeah,
Perfect,
yeah,
perfect, great movie.
Yeah, it's the perfect. It's the fucking best.
I saw The Blob for the first time.
Hell
the
yeah.
original 1958,
Yeah,
The
dude,
Blob.
it's
Holy
perfect.
shit!
And I have not seen that.
Song rips, dude.
Oh my god, I was so blown away because at that D&D session we had just fought some giant
A
blob,
gelatinous cube.
A gelatinous cube.
Oh,
Or no,
hell
it
yeah.
wasn't actually a gelatinous cube. It was just a giant ooze.
A
Gelatinous-
blob-like creature.
Blob-like creature.
I thought that one. I thought the. Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What
Blob's
else?
great.
So without knowing, I watched what we're going to talk about more in depth later is the first Mission Impossible.
Okay.
That one's great.
Palmas.
Well, not yet. Stop it. I watched Mission Impossible 2.
Yeah.
The John Wooing.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
It's
I
know
do it
there are
just
there
because-
there are moments where I'm like but
Yeah.
then
It's not great, but again, I think about that movie more than I think about 3. As good as PSH is,
Yes.
the movie's not good.
Movie sucks, dude.
I mean
Mission Impossible 2 sucks. It's terrible.
No, he's talking about 3.
Yeah.
Oh,
2
no,
sucks.
You're wrong.
2 sucks so hard. 3's fine.
Yeah, 3's fine. I love.
Yeah, 3.
Well, you're wrong.
Well, 3. I mean, no, I'm kind of like
my rankings, but I think 3 might be my favorite.
Yeah, it's up there. It's
What?
Lucas, continue.
Well, that's
We
just
can't
wrong.
fucking- it's so wrong.
No, 3's. It's like 3's above 2, but only because once you hit 4, it becomes just insane.
Oh no, excuse me. That's my second favorite.
3?
Yeah,
What's your favorite?
Rogue Nation.
yeah, I need to
His
get to
list
those.
is insane when it comes to those fucking movies.
Oh yeah, that's.
I know. I don't get it. Like, I don't understand how you actually like this and not this and have this in the middle.
They're all perfectly fine movies.
Sure.
They're all perfectly fine movies.
If you're on our Discord, you will see Cody's letterboxd ranking of the Mission movies. Lucas,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Please.
It's okay. I watched a movie called Nomads from 1986, directed by John McTiernan.
So I saw that you watched that, and my first question was, where did you find this?
Fucking Shudder.
No, not that. What brought you to it?
Fucking Shudder.
Oh, okay.
It's so funny because the podcast I'm not going to shout them out on this, even though I like them. You have to pay us to shout you out. The podcast I showed you that artwork of earlier when we were discussing artwork.
Yeah.
They're doing a series right now on McTiernan, and that's John McTiernan's first movie. And I was like, it's so strange. That just came out like last week, that episode.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, because this movie is fucking wild. Unbelievable.
Hell yeah.
First of all, Pierce Brosnan in this movie is the most handsome man that's ever
Is that young,
fucking...
sexy Pierce Brosnan?
He is the most handsome man that has ever
Holy
existed
shit.
in this movie.
I'd get on that.
And the way they ruin it is they give him a ridiculous French accent.
Even better.
Like the entire country of France should be offended by this because it's like going to be it's awful. It's
Ryan, I know you're listening. Please watch this with Constance.
bad. Yeah.
Tell us on Discord, you cheap fuck.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's a really weird story. He's like an anthropologist, comes back from I think Africa, and then he's like being followed by a certain thing he doesn't know what it is,
Cool.
and it's great.
Whoa.
John McTiernan's a fucking go.
Whoa.
Yeah. His next movie after Nomads, Predator.
Oh, fuck.
Die Hard, Last Action Hero.
Yeah.
Last Action Hero.
Hunt for Red
rips.
October.
The Thomas Crown Affair.
13th fucking
I love
Warrior.
That
I
was a
love
great
that
movie.
Good movie.
Wow.
I finally got to David Cronenberg's The Brood.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
And that movie rocks.
Oliver
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
Reed, baby.
Fucking rules.
Just
Yeah.
being just fucking sexy and sweaty.
Weird
Yeah, I
titty
mean,
monster
not,
at the end.
Not my favorite Cronenberg, but still 4 stars.
Honestly, might be for me the scariest that I've seen. Like it's like trying to
It
creep
is.
me out in like a more traditional way.
Sure.
You know, I guess.
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
that. And I guess I'll just get into it. I watched Blowout.
Palmas?
I watched
You did
I watched
Palma.
B. Palma's Blowout.
Yeah.
Curtis was supposed to bring me his 4K to borrow tonight, so I could watch it, and then he didn't.
And after you
Because he doesn't love me.
and after you borrow it, I would like to borrow it.
Great. I'll do it. I keep forgetting. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, good luck.
I met all the hype. I was worried that he was hyping it up too much. He did not hype
Because
it up
he does
enough.
do this with weird things. He tells you they're really good.
I don't know. I don't think he's. For the most part, I don't think he's wrong.
Thank you.
He's in.
Mission Impossible 3 still sucks.
Listen,
I was just about to say that I think Dead Reckoning is not a great movie.
That's fine.
listen. In general, he's correct.
Thank you.
But he has these random chaos extreme misses.
That's
that make me
character.
always,
Extreme misses?
Always weary.
That's called character, baby.
There was a time where you hated Chris Nolan. Remember?
I know. It's called growth.
Yeah, he's
Same
grown.
time. Yeah. So Blowout. Tell me your experience with Blowout.
I was like, when I learned what the movie was, like just as a story, like, oh, we're following a fucking sound recordist guy. Like, this is a really cool entry into this story.
Yeah.
You know, and then it just becomes this really creepy kind of conspiracy theory murder mystery that I'm glued to the whole time. Like, and like looks wise, and John Travolta's also charming, not as handsome as Pierce Brosnan, but might
Got
be the
that.
most charming that he's ever been.
Definitely. Yeah.
John Lithgow is the scariest fucking man ever. Holy shit. Unbelievable how like dead faced he is on the phone. Like every conversation he has, he just has this like deadpan face, and he's doing these like really lively voices to whoever he's talking to, and it's creepy as shit. I love it.
It's a great performance.
And then also, I didn't notice until about an hour through this movie. I'm a subtitle apologist. I watch movies with subtitles.
I do too.
I didn't notice until an hour into
people
this
like to drink
movie.
piss?
I didn't notice until an hour into this movie I didn't have them on.
Oh, hell yeah.
I was like, oh my god,
got
the
you.
sound is this good in this
got you.
movie.
Fuck yeah.
And it like, which is like kind of a meta thing, but I think
It's really great. I mean,
Yeah.
it'd be a bummer if the movie about a sound guy had shit sound.
yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
Are you going to watch more of Brian's work?
In fact, I did.
Oh.
I watched The Untouchables for the first time.
Hell yeah.
And that
Oh.
is a
I've still not seen the
What-
Untouchables.
oh my god! I wasn't expecting it to be as like silly as it is, like because there is like a silly factor to it. Because like Andy Garcia is playing like this kind of what's the word? I don't want to be offensive. I don't know. I don't know how to be.
Caricature a little
Yeah,
bit.
it's like a a dumb Italian.
Yeah, sure.
But like in a very cartoonesque way.
Yeah.
Kind of all of it is very pulpy.
Yeah.
But again, like what a fucking epic.
Yeah, it's
of a
awesome.
movie.
I know we watched it. I watched it in college because if you were a film student in college, you probably watched Battleship Potemkin and fucking Untouchables back to back. Because that
Battleship with Rihanna?
yeah.
Wow.
And, fucking the stroller going down the steps. Like that's
I mean,
just
I've
like
seen that.
shit.
Like,
Right,
that's-
right. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, going back to Blowout, that wraparound shot with Travolta and the fireworks, that gets played in like every movie montage thing ever.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's this movie!
Yeah. As seen in the Bawan Fest trailer, 2023.
Yes.
That's right.
Latest. Yeah.
Yeah, and then also realized Mission Impossible's Mr. Palma.
I can't. I can't. I can't. I just want to scream at him every time.
Oh, I don't have it written down. I technically watched Scarface today too.
Oh, you did?
Oh, you did?
And that's a great movie.
Okay.
It is.
Like on its own, without the fucking bro thing.
Yeah.
Kind of like Fight Club. That's a movie that got ruined by kind of like a bro culture. thing
Totally,
about it,
yeah.
gangster culture.
Just like sick.
Yeah.
Like, no, this guy's life sucks.
Well, because right? Because it's like, I mean, when we were kids, right? Every rapper,
Yes.
every rapper,
On every Cribs episode I ever watched, the
Scarface
rapper
poster.
in their closet had a Scarface.
Scarface poster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
They're
almost like
all watching
obligatory after a
Yes.
while.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're liking that movie for the wrong reasons.
Yes.
I've got to give it a rewatch.
This is a tragedy.
Yes. It absolutely
This is a man that wants to fuck his own sister and dies brutally at the end.
dies horribly.
And those were my movies.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So thank you, B. Palma, for all of your hard work.
What is your next film in Brian's work going to be that you watch?
That one that the rock opera.
Phantom of Paradise.
In Paradise.
Phantom of Paradise.
Magic.
yes.
Magic. Make Dress to Kill after that. Dude.
Okay.
Dress to Kill is so fucking good. You guys gonna try?
No. Can't do it.
Okay.
That brings us to tonight's film. Pieces! Pieces!
Pieces.
The 1983
Sure.
slasher film. 1982 slasher film that did some shit
Boy.
and has a reputation, and we will talk
Boy,
about
did
it.
Go Spain!
What?
Go Spain! Go Spain for making this. Actually, I guess Spain and Italy and America.
Yes, we'll get into exactly why it looks and sounds the way it does.
You mean perfect?
That is fair.
I'll go first.
Second.
Oh! I completely forgot even better. I don't care.
Great.
Fourth. Because I remember that
Bring
song.
it up the rear, baby.
I'm third, right?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, we're
Him
going to do
this way.
SHUDdown on Pieces in 3, 2, 1. So a little boy is singing Humpty Dumpty while putting together a very lewd jigsaw puzzle, and his mom runs in and is like, oh, no, you can't fucking do that. It's disgusting. And the boy's like, well, fuck you, Mom. I'm going to hack you up into bits. Cut to 40 years later, we're in the most sparsely populated college campus that ever existed.
And then people start dying by chainsaws, and so an investigator comes to the college to investigate the murders. And then they end up hiring a tennis coach to come be a thing to come invade the school.
And after they hire the tennis coach, they also hire a college student who has no bearing on solving crimes. They walk around. The killer keeps killing everybody. Keeps leaving the chainsaw every time he kills someone too. Just back and forth, killing people and killing people and killing people.
And then they figure out that it's the dean, and so they got to go to the dean's office, and so the cops and the best boy go there, and they're looking around, and the tennis coach is drugged. And oh no, they see it's him, and they kill him. Don't worry, all's well. The kid's going to be a cop, but then she grabs his dick and rips it off.
Yeah.
You two meandering assholes.
Yes.
The jigsaw together corpse of his victims rips off
Yes, his penis.
his penis.
Yes.
Clear distinction needs to be made
My
there.
apologies. In the last 12 seconds, like,
Yes.
oh yeah, here's the corpse he was building.
Yes.
So the first time that I watched this movie, by the way, just to preface,
Yeah.
I counted in my head. I think I've seen this 10 times.
Oh my God.
Okay.
I have actually sat down and watched it probably 3 times.
I see.
The other 7, pure comfort. I just put this on for fun. Because it's just, like, for instance, Quentin's Bachelor Party, just threw it on. Fuck it, right?
It's a great movie to have on.
Yeah, it's just a great movie to have on. I remember watching it the first time. I gave it 1 star on Letterboxd.
Of course you did.
And because I was confused. Everybody was, like, talking about this movie as, like, this is, like, one of the best slasher movies ever made. And I remember sitting there being like, but I'm completely lost as to how. And I remember the moment in which I went, absolutely not, was the last scene.
Okay.
Weirdly. Every time I have watched it since then, the star ratings go up by an insane multiplier. It doesn't stop. It now, I believe, is at 5 stars for me on Letterboxd,
Yeah, I think that is correct.
marking it as the biggest launchpad feat of any film that I've watched.
Of course.
I am borderline obsessed with this movie.
Yes. So this film, I did select this film. This is the first film in the series, Beta Theta Die, college horror. I picked it because it has a reputation. I had no idea what the movie actually was.
You hadn't seen it?
I had not seen it.
Okay, got it.
No. But I knew that actually in the lead up to Thanksgiving, Eli Roth talked a lot about the slashers that influenced him and the ones that he loved the most. And Pieces was a very, very particular cornerstone in that conversation.
Right.
God, so
So I was like,
surprising. I'm just shocked.
Wow, shocked. And now, like, the Pancakes Kid and Cabin Fever makes a lot more sense all of a sudden. The Kung Fu Pancakes Kid, sorry. But so that was like the reasoning behind. I knew this thing was out there, and I knew that it had this like reputation of supposed quality, but I wasn't really sure. I was just very intrigued. And boys, when I tell you, it took me about 30 seconds to realize that the movie I was watching was not going to be like, oh, that's badass. It was going to be, oh, what is this?
Took me a little bit longer.
Could it have been the child singing a nursery rhyme while making a nudie puzzle?
It was that combo. And then honestly, it was probably what really solidified this movie is like me understanding, okay, this is what I'm in for, was when we cut ahead and it was like, oh, this is the way this movie sounds. Just all of it.
Oh, the
you know,
fucking ADR.
the second that
I
it started,
almost texted you guys to be like, Curtis picked this to torture me.
yeah,
Because it's just ADR, the whole movie ADR. So it took me a little longer because before I watched this, I pulled it up on Letterboxd and I saw Dear Sweet Liam gave it a really high rating and it said something to the effect of like, you know, a slasher that is on par with like Halloween. And so I'm
Texas
expecting,
Chainsaw,
then Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting like a movie.
These are the
Like a
things that
movie.
Liam says that make me want to like message him like, "Hey man, just checking on you."
Yeah, yeah. So I'm expecting like a really good slasher movie. So like the cold open, I'm like, okay, this is hardcore. I'm in for something. And it was sometime between the girl skateboarding through a pane of glass. And like when I realized it was all going to be shit ADR, I was like, oh, it's this. It's this. Okay, got it.
There was a funny scene too. I think when it's that one, the teacher, when Willem Dafoe is like, "I need you to take a look at this," and the ADR is like acting it not the way the actor is doing it. You know what I mean?
Most of the movie is like that,
It's
dude.
so good.
There's an exchange between Jack Taylor and Christopher George that happens that I texted Curtis last night because I legit like ascended because I had never like sat down and really watched it. I made Maddie rewind. I rewound the movie and made Maddie stop what she was doing.
Don't they hate when
Just
we do that?
I hate it so much.
When we
She's like,
rewind
no, she was-
bullshit, they don't give a
she
fuck about.
Legit said like, why, dude? Like, I don't care. And I was like, you just have to. You have
Especially
to.
if they did not react the way that you wanted them to
Never.
react.
Yeah.
to it.
Never.
I don't think you caught that.
And we never learn is the fucking problem.
And you're just
ever.
staring at her.
Oh no, they're right.
like when Aragorn's about
Buddy.
to kick the helmet.
This moment that I'm going to recite, and then 2 moments later, I laughed harder than I have this year, I think. Just and kept having to rewind it. The exchange is Christopher George says to Jack Taylor, "Where did you come from?" Jack, what? I said, "Where did you just come from now? Just now. Upstairs. Good. I want to talk to you later." End of exchange. Magic. Pure joy. Pure joy.
I said this is what everyone's super excited about AI movies. This is what they're going to be like.
I read your review. I started to cry because it's so
Because it's
hilarious.
like
accurate.
Like it's all here, and like I can't point to exactly what's wrong, but it's all wrong. Like everything about it is wrong.
It's like a jigsaw that like had pieces cut from
And it's just
corners cut from each piece.
It's in the uncanny valley of like
Yeah.
I don't know why, but this is just not what people do.
Yeah.
Like the groundskeeper.
oh my God,
bro,
Bluto.
when they arrest him,
I thought when that guy was doing that, I was like, if the SHUDcast ever does a remake of this, that's Austin.
and that moment, the moment when they arrest him, is one of the moments that completely broke me.
Oh my God.
The guy that just burst in with the
I
2x4
lost
and
my
breaks
fucking
over his
mind.
head. Amazing. Just hilarious.
Listener, I'm sorry that this conversation about this movie is going to probably be like this for the next 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Just us
Remember
moments.
this?
Yeah, naming scenes and laughing.
I
Freaking out.
started early. I started taking notes.
Same.
Because I was like, okay, there's some absurd shit happening. The first note I took was, and then I stopped immediately because I'm like, there's no point. This whole thing is just a fucking
can't
mess.
do this.
But I took 2 notes, and it was in the pool scene when she's like, hey, let's go fuck in the pool. I don't know. She ties her hair up,
Yeah.
and then the next shot, she dives in. It's gone. It immediately came off first dive, and then also. Like the killer obviously sneaks into that very small pool room,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Huh? Who's there?" And I'm like, "Where the fuck is this guy hiding?"
How
That's
about,
what I
the
thought.
killer
Nowhere.
getting into the elevator, hiding a chainsaw behind his back?
Oh yeah. No, because the way he gets into that elevator, he has to turn around.
He has to turn a bit. Like she was done. Like, what the fuck is that?
Magic, dude, magic.
This is also. I'll just get straight to it. This is the only movie that has ever made me stand up. I watched this alone last night, and I stood up in slackjaw silence, during the entire exchange between the tennis coach and the kung fu instructor.
Which I can
Buddy.
explain why that happened.
When he appeared and started, what? I literally stood up in my couch and just until he left was like, this was my the fuck is happening?
definitely
And he's
gave
like,
it
this is my kung fu instructor at a college. Yeah.
Cody,
They-
explain.
Juan Piquer Simone was filming a kung fu movie at the same time. And I'm not really, it's not totally clear to me why he went, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
But
He just added the kung fu
they
guy.
added that moment.
And this guy, his name is Bruce Lee, the
No,
actor.
shut up.
So
Yes.
there, at this time, there's a good documentary that just came out, played Beyond Fest this year. I have not seen it, but it's about the I don't want to say cosplayers. It's about the actors who took up the mantle of Bruce Lee in Bruce Lee knockoff films after Bruce died, and they all had names like Bruce Lee, L.E., or Dragon, or fucking all this
Okay.
shit. So these guys made a living being in Bruce Lee knockoff movies.
Oh, wow. And is this one of them?
This is one of those guys who was like one of the main.
And he, out of nowhere, for no reason, attacks a woman.
Yeah.
And she
And-
beats him.
Yeah.
And then he leaves.
And what's he say? Bad chop suey, so long.
Yeah.
That
Bad
was
chop suey.
Jess was watching with me at this point, and
Yeah.
I rolled over almost off the couch.
Yeah. I couldn't not
Dead.
fathom. Even before he talked, I'm like, he's going to have the voice. He's going to have the voice. Yep, he's got the voice. He's got the fucking voice.
It's abhorrent.
I mean, at that point, we're 40 minutes in, so I knew that this is the kind, but never. If you gave me a multiple choice of what's in this movie and Kung Fu Guy was one of them, no way I ever crossed that out.
What's gonna happen next?
Never am I picking Kung Fu Guy.
How weirdly racist can we make this movie?
Yeah.
That I'd be like, oh, I'm sure a lot. I'm sure there's going to be plenty. But if you Kung Fu Guy, I'm like, no, that's insane.
Yeah.
There certainly won't be a Kung Fu Guy.
While we're talking about this, because it sounds like that was maybe your funniest moment in the movie. 'Cause you
I
rolled
actually
off the
think
couch.
my funniest moment was the tennis scene.
when she's terrible at tennis.
Yes.
Yeah.
When the scene before was we're going to bring in this woman who is our ringer for the undercover cop, and guess what? You're a tennis star. Great.
Yeah.
Cut to she. And
Watched by everyone,
and it's the scene with the most people in it in the whole movie.
and the clapping sound effect was 1,000 people. Like when they start clapping, like that's 10 times the amount of people that are at this thing.
And there are 0 close-ups in that scene.
And it's
so every
so
tennis hit
long.
is like, oh, that ball's fucking flying straight up.
Yeah, they're playing badminton with how they're hitting this ball.
That was maybe the funniest, the peak of the funny for me.
What about you, Lucas? What's your favorite? What's your funniest moment for you?
I lost it when it's the close-up of her peeing her pants. I was like, what?
Yeah.
One of mine was when they're like the marching music's playing and they're with the groundskeeper and they're like, "Are they testing sound?" And he's like, "I don't know." And they're like, "Well, can we turn it off?" And he's like, "No." And they're like, "Well, please." And he's like, "Okay." And they just go and they just turn it like he says like, "No, we can't turn it off." And then they go in and he just turns it off. Like it just that's the AI-ness of it. Just all of it is just like wrong. Like it doesn't.
It's damaged. Yeah.
There's no logical connection to anything. What was your funniest moment?
I think so. The scene at the pool, at the pool in the aftermath, where the Christopher George and Jack Taylor and everybody else shows up to investigate the crime, right?
Yeah.
And first of all, the chainsaw is there again. Miraculously, right? Which I'm still to this. I'm like, wait a minute,
keeps grabbing it.
Yeah.
They just keep leaving it, right? But like the fact the killer keeps leaving it and then somehow miraculously getting it back, magic. But Christopher George looks at Jack Taylor and says, "I don't want to wait for the coroner. I want your opinion." And Jack Taylor's like, "On what?" And he goes, "I want you to tell me if those cuts could have been made with a chainsaw like that one." And Jack Taylor walks over and like seriously investigates the dismembered body and picks up the arm that they just placed, like picks it up and then puts it down and goes, "Yes." That's
the scene.
broken.
That's the scene. That's the scene I
Broken.
was talking about, where the ADR is acting it different than Jack
Yes.
Taylor is doing it.
Yes.
In real life. It's so funny.
I called Jack Taylor El Chevy Chase
Yeah.
because he just looked like knockoff Chevy. No, what he says is, "I'm not an expert, but any layman could tell you this was done by a chainsaw."
Yes, dude. And it's one of those things, like when that was the part where I woke Maddie up and was like, "You have to watch this." And she's like, "Why?" She's like, "Why?" And I was like, "It's one of the funniest moments I've ever seen." And we watched it because it's not funny. I was like, "It's hilarious."
Yeah.
It is objectively hilarious.
I
also love that you have the Blu-ray that you ordered, and it says on it, "It's exactly what you think," which is also both impossible, but also like pretty early on, I'm like, it's probably the Dean. And it is exactly what I thought.
Here, what's funny about this is, do we think the movie is smart enough to give us the red herring about it being Jack Taylor?
Yes.
Because it's a blue-eyed kid and it's very clear that the most striking blue eyes you'll ever see is probably the killer.
No, and I think,
And I mean, clearly they're going down the route of like this is a red herring.
Yeah.
But like,
It was just way too obvious a red herring.
but then to
Also,
trail
like-
off and do a guy that doesn't have blue eyes.
But also just like ages. Like this is 40 years later. So
Yeah.
like the killer is in his 50s.
Look, I'd buy that Jack Taylor was in the 50s.
and or the Dean. I could have bought either of them.
yeah.
I didn't think Jack Taylor looked like he
No?
was in his 50s.
I think the only person that when I watched this movie the first time that I was like just specifically like it's not him was Christopher George.
At the end, I was like, could it be?
I mean, by that at that point, you're like, I mean, I guess anything could happen. They brought in
anything.
Karate Guy.
I would also like to bring up one of my absolute favorite things about this movie is why does the detective love that kid so fucking much?
Just, I know.
He became his...
He's deputized.
He became the Captain Special Boy
Fuck you.
immediately. And all it was like, don't fucking suggest that beautiful boy could have anything to do with this.
Yeah.
He's a fucking saint.
Like, yeah, you're bringing in a suspect? Like, don't you fucking...
Don't fucking... Not here. Not him. We need this. You keep that shit out of your fucking mouth. He's a perfect boy.
It's magic.
Like I was like, did I miss something? Did I miss a scene that made him love this kid?
Nope, you missed
so
something.
much.
It's perfect.
It's just one of those things just written. You love this boy. Like, why? You love him.
Curtis, back to what you were saying about the red herring or like being smart enough. I actually think there's some shit that this movie does where it's like, okay, you were intentionally trying to do some interesting things.
Yes.
That I will caveat by saying like probably, abhorrent, right?
Yeah.
But interesting, right? For instance, the one thing that I clocked this time was every time that blood splatters on someone's face, it looks like a cum shot. It looks like a money shot, which I was like,
okay.
The only thing that I thought was so interesting to me about that was that, like, because the movie's very pornographic, it tries to be very pornographic in a way, right?
There's peen.
There's peen. But
Full peen.
The way that the movie objectifies women, the way that, like, this is one of those occasions where I'm like, yeah, no, the chainsaw was definitely there because of the phallus, right? Mm-hmm. There's many moments that lead me to think that, right? So when they kept doing that, I was like, okay, that's a choice. They didn't just kind of like haphazardly make it look like a money shot.
So
right?
I think we were going to talk about this movie and the relationship to the chainsaw and the chainsaw's presence in other horror movies. Is it mostly is it always going to be a phallus?
Let's get into that on the
Is that what we're going to do?
Bonus episode, yeah.
Is that what we're going to do?
No
to the
I
chainsaw?
thought we were talking about weapons generally. Tonight.
Okay.
I
But
want a phallus episode.
But like, I mean,
Yeah.
if we want to get into the phallus stuff, yeah. Like the there's an argument. I think Carol Clover that wrote Men, Women, and Chainsaws was. I think it's she poses it there, where the idea of the chainsaw being such a massively long weapon, is supposed to be like a bit like big dick energy, right? Similar to how like the way there's an argument that like the stabbing of a woman in a horror movie is supposed to be like penetration. Incidentally, I think there's a line that
getting
you can
stabbed
make
would suck versus like a gun.
Yes, and that's why I think that like there's a
I'd rather get
line.
shot.
Yeah, big time. I think there's like a line where the viewer or the audience needs to decide how much was the director really paying attention to that? Could they have just been using a knife or using a chainsaw? Right. In the case of Pieces, I actually think that like it was a little bit more of that like big dick energy.
Well, there's definitely a sexual, as much as we can,
Psychosexual.
as much as we can analyze this thing. There's definitely a sexual element to the motivations of the killer, right? Because he's making a puzzle with the full bush,
right?
So he's
And
got
it's
some weird, fucked up sexual.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that like it's that like when you wrap that all up and you put it in a movie, like I think there's a through line that like makes me go, okay, I have to give this thing some credit, even though I might think that like for instance, the money shot thing is like that's exploitive, right?
It's interesting.
It's interesting.
It's an interesting thought.
By the way,
I think that's giving a lot of credit to people who made this movie.
Yes.
Like, you can't have people say words that people say, but you're very careful about the money shot? Maybe.
I don't know. Wouldn't put it past them for a Grindhouse movie.
It's possible. I don't buy it. You talk now.
We're looking at
I'm
you.
having a great time just hearing you guys go on about it. Do we know at all why this movie exists?
To launder money.
There we go. And maybe.
I actually no, I don't.
Damn, I didn't look it up either. I was just hoping that we would.
I mean, the what I've read
To launder money. Cocaine money in Spain.
what I'd read is that somebody the writer it's two writers. The one of them is the American writer, had a career in writing like smut grindhouse movies. Wrote this.
Yep.
Juan Piquer Simone read it and was like, "Yes, I make that."
Just wait.
Go ahead.
Wait.
Where?
No. Is this not a French person?
No, he's Spanish.
Español?
Spanish.
Wow.
Yeah.
Si, senor español.
Españ. From Españ?
Do they just not
Yeah, I
sell
think so.
audio
He looks
record?
like this.
I buy it.
Yes, I buy it.
Do they
Yeah.
just not sell audio recorders in Europe?
Nope.
What is this shit? I'm sick of it.
Yeah, what's the microphone sitch?
Not a single sound was recorded on location.
But I
for
mean-
this film.
Yeah, duh.
But that's pretty.
Straight
That's
up.
not uncommon for this kind
No,
of movie
not
in
at
that
all.
era.
Yes, and it baffles me. It baffles me. It's so much
Like
harder.
every Italian
Not-
movie, not even just horror movies. Isn't it like every Italian movie from like a
Yeah.
certain period is all 80 yard, right?
Not every movie can have a John Travolta.
Not every movie can have a Christopher George either, Lucas.
Yes, it can.
Who, by the way, fun fact: the tennis player that is the partner, that's his wife.
Really?
That's Christopher George's wife.
Christopher George's wife.
Yes,
Which one's Christopher George?
Incredible.
the detective.
Willem Defriend.
Willem Defriend, he says.
Which detective?
In Pieces.
The lead.
I was thinking the younger tennis player,
No.
and I was like, what?
Yeah, no. The
Yes.
Yeah.
The bastard
Yeah,
lady.
Linda George, something like that.
Linda Day George.
Linda Day George. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's to my knowledge is just that somebody wrote it.
And then
Juan
they
read
made
it,
Yeah, I mean,
and then
look,
he made it.
This guy has directed other such films as Slugs.
Oh, which is a fun time.
I have not seen.
I have not seen.
And that's the only other of his that I've heard of. He's made a movie called The Rift.
Did he do Mortuary?
We are finding out. I do not believe he did. Is not listed amongst his films.
No, excuse me. He did Cthulhu Mansion though. That's been something that I've been
Did
trying to
Cthulhu
watch, yeah.
Mansion. He did a film that looks like if Mac and Me was good, called Extraterrestrial
What
Visitors.
the hell did you just say?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Can we make Cthulhu Luigi's Mansion?
Oh, damn. That's good.
It's sitting right
That's
there,
fucking
guys.
good.
Nintendo?
Yeah.
That's fucking good.
Charles, I think you do games. Go make that.
I mean, look, there's a point where you just like are picking out moments of this and going like, that's what it was. That's something. Like I loved Napoleon Dynamite, the guy who was his buddy, who the college kid's buddy was not Napoleon Dynamite.
Didn't know I was with the stud of college.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah.
Man, you
college.
get all the ladies.
Yeah. And honestly, the scariest part of the movie is when he's wearing that mask and it's like
Yeah.
jump scare and he's like
Uh-huh.
outside of that
He's
teacher's
just
door.
like, and leave.
You're just hanging out here, man.
Just here? What are you
This
doing?
is where you like to be? I don't understand.
This college
all right. So all these hilarious things notwithstanding, the gore in this film is excellent.
Magic.
I think that the
Color of the blood.
the prosthetics, I think that waterbed kill is pretty
That's,
harrowing.
that's pretty cool. It's
pretty good,
That
yeah.
was a pretty good scene.
pretty fucking harrowing. Like one, I love that it's a reference to what the most beautiful thing in the world is smoking pot and fucking on a waterbed.
Oh.
That line, just in and of itself, is the best.
that broke Maddie a little bit.
Really,
I thought I might have like that, like she heard that line and like, that might have been the one.
Yeah.
That's like, oh,
we got her.
Maybe you want to watch this?
we got to
thing?
hook you, we hook you into this.
Yeah.
Nah, it didn't work.
Didn't work, and I love that they bring it back not with any of the characters who would have heard that line, which
Right.
is perfect. But that waterbed kill is fucking good. That
It was
blood
very
is
good.
really excellent.
That chainsaw through the door.
Yeah.
That woman was 100% in danger. That was real danger. A real chainsaw went through a door very close to her.
Yeah.
And like watching this kind of movie, like this was not safe.
No,
There's no way
probably
that was
not.
no,
safe.
absolutely not.
Because you can see on the door where they like pasted over to make it, but
Yeah.
like you see the chains going. Like
Yeah.
this was
was
fucking
getting eaten up.
dangerous.
Yeah, like
Yes,
in-
waterbed kill was good.
Yeah, stunts in Europe and Asia are always like, just do it, and then we'll solve it later. If you get hurt, we'll figure it out later.
Yeah, especially in the 80s.
Yeah.
Man, just talking about kills. I think they all look fucking good. The
Let's
one
keep talking
where,
about kills.
where I think that same bit where she gets the torsoed,
Mm-hmm.
that torso fucking chainsaw slice, excellent. Love
Yeah.
that the torso just sitting in that elevator
Yeah, it looked really good.
is really excellent.
I'm just gonna say it now. Mom getting the axe to the head.
Yeah,
Maybe a contender for me on of our best kills
yeah.
for
When
this.
we get there,
The way that thing
Wow.
looks
yeah.
is it just every time I watch, it's like, wow, that's fucking.
Yeah, I was still in at that point. I didn't know what the movie was going to be. I was like, all right, cool.
You
It's
didn't
a
know that
ripper.
you were gonna feel like you were getting screamed at for an hour 20.
Yeah, no. And then the next shot is a woman skateboarding into a
Erroneously.
pane of glass for no reason.
Never shows
I'm
up
like,
again.
Wait,
God,
what?
that was a joy.
What the fuck? So did he orchestrate that?
No,
That just happened?
that's like saying that he orchestrated Kung Fu Guy.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
saying, like, so it cuts to her skating into the glass, and then it cuts back to him doing the puzzle, which he always does between kills. So I'm like, oh, he must have killed this girl, but how does it? It's just there. It's just a scene in the movie. It exists.
It's called magic, Austin. Okay, it's called magic.
fucking
It
insanity.
takes magic to piece all this together. I did realize one of my favorite other little bits is when they cut back to him putting that puzzle piece together, that jigsaw puzzle together. Because clearly it's very difficult to put puzzle pieces together when you're wearing fucking leather dish gloves.
that are way too big.
'Cause you can't put the things right where you need them, and we're on these shots for way too long.
Absolutely.
It's such a delight. That like tonal balance, which is not even balance, it's just like that tone to me is just heaven on earth a little bit.
Without question.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll watch this movie until I'm dead. I
Just straight
it's
on loop.
magic, dude. Yeah, just
Yeah.
on loop. Yeah, at all times.
Yeah.
That also is how I lose my job. I get divorced.
Get some pieces.
Yeah. The pieces of my life.
To tie it into my theme, again, I went into this, picking this film, no knowledge of what it actually was. This is the strangest, and if I were to pick, I think, again, just like top college horrors, again, I guess of things I had seen at this point. Why this is a college film, I couldn't tell you.
It just takes place
It
on
just
college.
happens to
It
take
takes place
Like,
in
why do we
college.
cut forward 40 years?
Well, because then you
40
could, because then you
years.
couldn't
Specific.
use, you couldn't make that woman infiltrate the college by being a tennis coach. Oh wait, yeah, you could.
Because you could.
Wait, I was trying to think. Like, wait,
I think it was just an easy gateway to gratuitous nudity.
that
Easy
I-
gateway
they
to
have
gratuitous
sex a lot.
nudity,
is the thing.
but also like I think right at that point, and I think this is something that I've been thinking a lot about lately, like with respect to why there are so many horror movies that are set in educational institutions, right? Between high school and college, right? There's so many, or even just like frat or sorority horror. And I think it's that we as the audience are just prone to, kind of like attach ourselves to people that are younger in distress, right? College kids. They were so young. The depravity, right? But I think in this case that was really more like, yeah, let's just do that. Everybody else is doing it. Let's just do that.
Yeah,
Right? What?
right.
Halloween's 4 years prior to this, 5 years prior to this.
4, yeah. Yeah, and I'm interested to go on. Like, I haven't, this is part of why I kind of picked this theme as well. I haven't seen, to my knowledge, a whole bunch of college horror, especially from this era. So I'm interested in digging a little bit deeper and seeing, like, kind of what the trajectory of the landscape was at the time. Because we're now 10 years post Black Christmas.
College horror.
College, when it was, Black Christmas is Black Christmas. But that's a huge cornerstone of college horror.
Yeah.
And probably right around the same time as most of these similar films coming out. Like, it's not pre, it's not post. This is like the time to be putting these things out there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, we're already into Friday the 13th territory, right? That's kids, right?
Which is
Between
like-
college kids or high school kids.
Yeah,
right?
like in Friday the 13th, notably, I think like probably college kids on break.
Yeah, right.
That's
Yeah.
where you're getting that.
Right.
Right. And I think part of the reason it's so popular is, like, they're young, hormonal. You always want to get them alone fucking and
Yep.
have someone chop their heads off.
Yeah.
Just a nice, lovely, easy trope.
A knife. Lovely, easy trope.
Oh.
Wow, look what I just did.
But it's rare. It is rare that, because even in my own research on what I was going to pick, there's a lot of things that came up where I'm like, they're college age.
Yeah, but it's not like
Right.
it's
They're
not a
on
college
break.
horror movie.
Like college
right.
kids
Right.
go to another place. Like, it's not a college
Yep.
horror thing. So, like, at least this, they're on campus.
Yes.
You're on a
Yep.
campus.
Me
Yeah.
and Maddie
that is
kept
an
talking about
important
that,
thing
too.
for me.
Because I was
For
trying
college horror.
Yep.
Yeah, and I accept a lot of things to be in that college horror kind of scope, like just because it does exist around that age. I think breaks from college are important to the college experience.
Yes.
But
like, Cabin in the Woods popped up on my things I was
Sure.
looking at, and I was like, no. They're college age, but no.
Yeah, it's like a maybe, right?
Yeah, they the first thing they do is leave the college.
Right. Like Maddie and I were talking. Like Maddie's like cabin fever, and she goes, "There could be an argument there because like the one girl or am I thinking of the ruins? No, it's cabin fever. The one girl like tries to study." Right, actually takes her books with her to study.
Yeah.
The ruins. Maddie's like, well, you can't do the ruins because that like they're just on a trip.
Yeah.
They're just on a trip
Yeah,
in their
yeah.
college kids. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. She goes, but the cabin fever, and she brought that up, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, that's
Yeah, so
interesting.
there's a lot that like dance around it.
Yeah.
But it's kind of hard to pick like a true we're on campus
Mm-hmm.
college horror movie.
Well, and at that rate, right? Like with like our y'all motherfuckers need Satan, right? The Beyond, Satan doesn't show up, right?
Sure.
It's just guarding the gates of hell.
Yeah.
The devils, Satan doesn't show up, but people say that.
Oh, you mean the Sentinel?
We mean a Sentinel?
Yeah, excuse me. The Sentinel, guarding the gates of hell. The devils, Satan doesn't show up.
Right.
Yeah.
Lords of Salem, we get.
It's more witch, but you get
the baby Satan.
yeah.
Yeah, baby Satan.
You get
But
the baby
I
Satan.
understood the assignment, and I picked the literal child of Satan.
Everything in that movie can be argued.
Give me a
whoa.
theme. I'm going to pick a good movie.
I picked a Satan.
I know. I'm
Shown
saying
a
you
Satan.
didn't. I'm not saying you did. I'm saying that like
We
the
did-
need
Satan,
The
I gave
rules were
Satan.
ambiguous.
He did have the only Satan.
He did have the only Satan.
of our 4 movies. He had the
Just
only
saying
Satan.
that we were ambiguous.
I gave you all the best picture, so I don't know what you want.
I should have done South Park bigger, longer, uncut.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
Austin, to your comment about this being AI, like what AI movies are going to be like.
Yes.
So I was reading in a little article or op-ed piece, I guess, that this dude wrote this morning. Corey Callahan. It's something online. I'm sure you can Google it if you find it.
Oh, Corey Callan. I'm just kidding.
It was a good. It was. I mean, it was pretty good. It was an interesting piece. Informative. And he said this quote, and I was like, "Yep, that's exactly what Austin meant." Perhaps the best way I can concisely describe Pieces is this: Pieces is what I imagine people who don't know anything about slasher movies think slasher movies are. Pieces is that, but turned it to 1100.
Yes, but it has to go through the filter of like, but they've also not seen a movie and they don't know what people are. Like, it's so devoid of like any sort of human interaction.
I don't know what you're talking about.
like people don't do this. People don't talk like this. People don't do these. Like nothing about it is what people do. It's
Watch your
just like,
fucking mouth.
They're just like Muppets flopping around. Like
That's why this is like my favorite example of a movie that was beamed from space to Earth from the aliens.
100%.
The aliens made this, and we're like, this is what does well.
and
here.
you said send it back.
You said, put it in space. They're like, no, we gave this to you.
Yeah, it feels like an alien or robot. Like this is what you humans do. Yes, and like kind of, but no. Like it's wrong.
Yeah, and that is a dividing line for me. Like in 6 months or 6 weeks or 6 years, when the AI makes a movie like this, I'll be like, yeah, fuck that. The AI sucks. It's bad. But when a human being makes this in 1982, it is a gem. It's a
fun.
delight.
Yes.
This is made by humans who don't give a shit or understand what being a human is like.
No, and it's one of the most
Yes.
entertaining fucking movies that's ever existed on that on that basis alone.
And that's the difference between like let's say an AI did spit this out. I'm not watching it.
No.
Like it's kind of fun. 20 minutes, I'm done. The fact that people made this, I will watch
Yeah.
it, and I had so much fun watching it.
It's true.
Yeah.
It is a lot more interesting when humans make
Yeah.
these insane
Inherently
decisions.
That's
more
why we
interesting.
want to watch stuff. It's why we want to listen to music. It's why we want to look at art. Is because a person did it, and so just by that, it's interesting.
I will say, I've had to see this movie twice already. I've already watched this movie twice.
I get
Because
it.
the first time I watched it was like right after I watched Blowout. So I was like,
Whiplash.
what the fuck is this? I was
the two best movies
fucking
ever made. I don't know.
excuse me?
Yeah.
And then I had to like calm down, sleep it off, and go, okay, that's what that is. Let me watch it again and have fun with it this time, and then I could have fun with it and have it be what it is.
It's a delight, right?
Yeah.
Not like I was. Like I said, it was the same way. Like I watched, I was like, this is terrible. It's not even a good. Like it's not even entertaining, right? And then I watched it again, but for some reason, I was like, man, but that shit smelled real good, right? Go and turn it back on.
It's like you
Fuck.
smell your you smell your own foot. You're like, ugh.
There's something very particular
Let me
about
double
that foot.
check to make
Yeah.
sure that it smelled as bad as I thought.
Yeah,
it
it's your
did.
own brand.
Right.
Yeah, there's something very you in it, so you
Yes.
have to keep going into it.
Yeah.
Yes, magic.
This is what we should be showing children to like let them understand that this is what art can be.
Well, one day I will have a child, and maybe this is the first movie they watch.
This
Maybe.
is
Wow.
the best. This is the best of this type of horror movie. I think.
Interesting. What type?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Like these like schlocky.
Schlocky. Oh, okay. I see
You know what I mean?
Terrible,
Like-
so
like
bad it's good.
Chopping Mall. That
Chopping Mall is more of a real movie.
it is.
It's more of a cohesive real movie.
But I see what he's saying. I see what he's
But like
getting at.
elves, right? Like I kind of wanted to be
Yes.
like I messaged you, Cody, a little bit and was like, I kind of want to tell Austin and Lucas like prep for what that is, but I wanted you to just have the raw experience. But like if you were to prep for elves mentality, you know what you're kind of in for.
Yes.
But still at the same time, it's not
No.
elves.
No, not at all.
It's better than elves.
It's definitely better than elves.
yeah.
Which to your point.
Yeah.
Like,
it's more well crafted.
Yeah. Elves, like, because elves is like shittier made, you can more easily like slot it into a place. This is like there's like production value.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by AI. Like
And the music.
The music.
Dude, the
Yeah.
music
so
kind of
good.
fucking rips.
Music
Yeah.
fucking rips. I think
the silent film piano. No, I'm thinking of fucking a different movie. Yes.
Well, I think Fabio Frizzi even had a little bit of a hand
Oh,
in
really?
the music. I think so. Yeah, I think
And
I read
all I
that.
saw was the credit was to Cam.
Yes, but I think there's some of the songs were written or
Okay.
co-written. It might not have been Fabio Frizzi, but it was another like famous horror film composer
Sure.
from that era. They were making a lot of like Italian movies, right?
Sure.
But yeah, like everything is there to like be a movie, but
Yes.
it's just wrong.
Yes,
It's
Yeah.
just like wrong.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think I can see what you mean.
Yeah.
I like so,
Right.
so you don't mean like you're not saying that like all this is the best of its kind. In other words, the best like slasher movie ever made. You're saying that it's like when we're talking about like shitty, like the movies that I will watch on a shitty movie Friday.
Yes.
This is the
I think
peak.
this is like the quintessential one.
I think
Do
Zombie
we put
3
this in Zombie 3 or Cruel Jaws territory?
yes, without question.
yeah.
It's in that
100%.
realm?
Yeah,
Yes.
without question.
Yes, I had.
Cruel Jaws is almost in its own category, its own league.
Cruel.
Because that's stolen footage.
Curtis is like, now, hold on.
Stolen footage and the Star Wars theme.
Yeah.
It's like barely his movie.
That movie's hardly its own thing.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, but yeah, I would put that in that sort of same category. Like I haven't seen Zombie 3, but I had the same feeling watching this as I did Cruel Jaws. Like fun at how terrible this movie
I think
is.
Zombie 3 is also too good.
Zombie 3 is a little too good. It's also half
Yeah.
Lucio Fulci. So you're like, well,
Yes, yes, yes. But like the exchanges between
Yeah.
humans, same problem. Where
Yeah.
you're like, what?
Yeah, people
Yeah.
the guy writing it dialogue just doesn't understand how people talk.
Or the ADR where you're like, that's not the emotion.
Yeah.
That's the wrong emotion.
Like the emotion.
I mean, it could be like, hey, we're not recording this, so just like mouth it.
Where did you
Yeah.
come from just now? What?
Oh, okay.
Upstairs.
good. Sir, you're 3 feet from me.
Good. Yeah. I just what?
Thank God it wasn't downstairs.
So fucking magic.
Yeah, it has those like, did you watch The Room? Do you like The Room?
I do not
I
like
do
Oh,
not
don't
like
hell
the room.
yeah, The Room.
No,
Yeah.
I don't like
I
The Room.
love.
I think there's...
That's crazy. You like this? You don't like The Room?
I actually think The Room is boring to watch.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
I
not
agree.
like
The
I
Room isn't
understand.
entertaining to me.
That's insane. You
I
guys
just-
you need to watch it again.
I
You
should.
guys are
I
insane.
will watch it again.
Let's watch it together, and I'll explain to you why it's good the whole time.
But I think the other difference is
That
like
was
with the-
that's James Franco making the disaster artist. That's exactly what his motive was.
I think the problem with The Room for me is that it's like that like Tommy Wiseau like he genuinely believed he was making a good movie.
Like
I
making
think
a good
these guys
drama.
did too.
I don't.
I think they were trying to make a good movie.
I don't.
Maybe.
I don't think they were trying to make a comedy at all.
No, they weren't trying to make
Yeah,
a
no.
comedy.
No,
but
no.
but they were.
But
like,
it is a comedy.
yeah, but movies.
Yeah.
But movies of this era, like this is cut from the same cloth of so many movies of this era, right? It sells. It's sold because it was shitty and grindhousey, right? Tommy was. I don't think these. Put it a different way. I don't think Juan Piquer Simone had any thought that this would go anywhere other than like 42nd Street. Isn't it 42nd Street? Yeah. Anywhere other than there, or just grindhouse theaters in general. I firmly believe that Tommy Wiseau thought that he was making like he's an auteur and he was making
and
an
that's what
incredible
makes
thing.
it the best.
It's endearing, yes. It is endearing for sure that he had this highfalutin goal and made what he made from that goal.
I would not say endearing.
I do. I think that's the earnestness. That's
I
that
agree.
difference between that and Sharknado, right? It's like
Right. Yeah,
you're
yes,
making
yes.
a bad movie, you know you're making a bad movie.
Got it. Yes.
Like I'll accept that. I appreciate The Room in that aspect, but I do think The Room the 7 years ago or whatever I saw it last. It was like it's just boring to watch from beat to beat. Like, yeah, the highs are high in that they're so low.
Yes.
But like I'm actually bored while watching it a lot. And I don't like going to the fucking throw your spoon at the screen stuff.
No,
Like,
I hate that
that's
shit.
not my fucking vibe.
I also hate that shit.
So that's where
we went to one of those
Yeah,
when
yeah,
we were
yeah.
in our early 20s, right?
Yeah.
that's just like the difference for me. Like I do appreciate The Room for what that is, but I think this is a much better film.
Yes, without question.
I don't know. It's like,
I see what you mean. Like,
This is-
I see. I think I understand exactly what you're trying to say.
Which
right now.
turd do you want to eat? I don't know. They're both turds. Like
This is
better.
I mean,
I don't
Pieces.
know.
Pieces is far and away the better film. Like, of course, I don't think I'm going to argue that. I mean, but the room like is
Well,
that
Lucas
movie
like,
that
of
is.
course, Austin Powers.
It's the same thing.
Hold on.
But like the room, I think just does that thing of it. It's so bad. It's like what do they call it? Shooting the moon. You got everything wrong, and so it becomes good.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean like even Pieces has like pieces of the room and like that the conversation between Tommy and the florist.
Yeah.
Where it's like too fat, like that kind of
Yeah.
stuff is in.
Yeah,
Pieces.
it's like it's not how people. It's like the AI thing. Like this isn't how people talk, and it just everything about it's wrong. Like
Yeah.
like the florist scene and just like all the dialogue in this movie.
Sure.
So like they're really like cut from the same cloth. I'm
Yeah.
surprised you don't enjoy The Room.
Yeah, I guess
If you like this.
there's not crotch ripping. I guess is like the taste value.
There is
But
no,
that-
but there's
that's
but
kind of
there's-
my thing of like.
but there's
is-
two sex scenes, and they use the same footage in both. It's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't disagree entirely. I just am having my druthers and picking one over the other.
Fair enough.
I mean, yeah. I mean, maybe you like The Room if Tommy at the end just goes on a fucking rampage and just starts chainsawing I mean, maybe The Room becomes just a fucking masterpiece then, because then that's like I don't know that maybe that's Pieces. It's The Room but with sick kills.
Yeah, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I could see that.
You all are looking at me now, and
Well, I'm
Yeah,
just
it's time for you to talk.
Your
Yeah,
input
it's your
on
turn
that
to say
statement.
words.
I made a
Sometimes-
you're looking at
Listen.
the guy that said that they didn't think the Holdovers was that entertaining. You think that I'm gonna think the fucking
Hold
Room
on,
is
you're going
entertaining?
back and saying that The Holdovers wasn't that entertaining?
No, I thought it was a solid movie.
and now we're at the heart of it.
Hold on.
Finally.
Now we found out what the thing that
I
he
thought
did
it was a
was.
solid movie that was perfectly well. It was a perfectly well made movie that was incredibly well acted, incredibly well filmed. All of that. I did not find it entertaining at all. No, it wasn't interesting to me. It just was not an interesting movie to me.
You know who production designed that movie?
Again, I acknowledge the gorgeousness and and those things, like why all that is so
Who
great.
did?
Bobby Eggers.
Doesn't
This guy? Sebastian.
All that stuff, acknowledge.
You.
Magic. I no, it's just not like that. Like that subject matter is not interesting to me. So I'm just not like I just don't have anything to
Love?
latch on to.
Yeah.
What?
Love?
Yeah. Mostly, yeah. No, when I read your Letterboxd review that said it just makes you feel good, you know. And I said that to Maddie. I was like, I want to watch this less now.
Wow.
Makes you feel good.
I told you it
Sure.
was too advanced for you. I told
It's
you.
not about being too advanced. That makes me sound like a fucking plebe.
No, emotionally, we're working up to that.
No, frankly, I wanted to because weirdly, when I was a kid, like I went and saw Sideways, and I loved Sideways as a kid.
Okay.
Something happened between
drinking any fucking Merlot.
something happened between then and now where I have just been like, nah, I don't want any of that.
yeah, I think Sideways broke you.
So when I talk about The Room and
Yes.
versus Pieces, I hear what you're saying, and I think that I completely respect the opinion. I just The Room is not entertaining to me because the subject matter is not interesting to me. I'm just not interested in it.
Right.
Whereas Pieces, I'm interested in it,
I see.
and
There-
it's fucking bonkers.
Right.
So I'm having a great time watching it.
Got it.
That doesn't mean, but now, just to give myself some credit,
Yes.
I can look at The Room and go, that is a bad movie. I can look at The Holdovers and go, that is a great movie. Not for me.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
like Marriage Story. Perfect movie. Incredible. Superb. I never want to watch that fucking thing again. I don't want to think about it. When you sent that goddamn gif of Scarlett Johansson the other day in the Discord, I started to cry in the middle of the work day. Okay?
Well, I got a new thing I'm going to do a lot.
Cry.
Yes. Yes.
Emotionally crippled me. All right? No.
So if you join our Patreon and our Discord, you can send marriage story gifts to Cody
You
and
have
make
that
him cry.
ability.
And it's only $5.
That's $3.
$3. Stop giving them that option. It's $5.
Maybe if it happens enough, I'll become numb to it.
Yeah.
And it's suddenly I'll watch.
Maybe.
Maybe that's how it becomes a comfort movie, Lucas. I become numb to the pain,
Yeah, then we'll find a new thing. That
Yeah,
bums
and then
them
I
out.
put it on.
And we'll bug them with that.
Yeah,
$5 a
You
month.
trick me into watching some other awful.
You're benefiting
horrible
from this as well.
setting.
I think
Yeah,
I've gone
I
through.
am.
I think I've gone through a lot more breakups than you have. That might be my numbness to that.
Sure.
And maybe you're not because you're not married.
Sure. Yeah, that'll add to it.
You know, for sure. Right.
Like you're gonna kick them while he's down.
I don't.
Sorry,
Thanks.
buddy.
Well, I mean, that's you internalizing things.
It's not me internalizing things. No, I actually like really resent that in general. I like really fucking resent that.
What?
It's not internalizing. I talked to Maddie about this.
Yeah?
Because she said that. It's like this. She's like, I don't internalize stuff. It's like, it's not about internalizing. The movie ends sad. They broke up. They got divorced. That's sad. That's
Yes and
fucking
no.
sad.
That is an opinion.
Sure, but like the way that I looked at that is like that is a sad experience, right? No two ways to cut it. Adam Driver is feeling sadness.
Sure.
I, as a viewer, am feeling sadness.
Yeah.
I feel sad, right? It's not about internalizing it or thinking about like me getting a divorce. Like, no, that just sucks. That's I don't want to.
Right.
That's just not an experience that I want to watch.
I go back to the Louis C.K. joke of like, you know, when people get divorced, you know, people always go, "Oh, why? What happened?" And he's like, "No, it's a good thing. Like, no happy marriage has ever ended."
Totally.
So
right.
it's like,
Yeah.
like, I agree with you, but having watched it a second time, it ended, and I was like, all right, I feel okay. Like they're gonna be okay.
And it's okay. I totally get that. And I get I think right after I watched it, you said like, yeah, but no, I get it, right? Because like they got divorced. Everything's gonna be fine. I don't deny that everything will be fine. They'll get over it. But I also don't want to watch a 2-hour fucking movie that is just sad. It's just sad, right? It's just leading up to a sad thing.
I apologize if that poked you.
No, it's all right.
I didn't get the part 2 of that thing because we got left on Maddie's responance to that.
No,
We left.
you're all good,
Okay.
dude. You're all good. You're all good. No, because yeah. Anyway,
You
moving on.
had a thing. Apparently we're gonna have a bonus episode on a marriage story.
I will talk. I will talk. I'll cry too. You're gonna watch me cry.
Do you want to watch him cry?
$12
No!
a month.
That's the
$12 a
$10.
month.
That's
20.
12. That's 12.
This movie is now like SHUDcast canon.
Yeah, we do have a
Very-
story.
Yeah.
That's an upcoming bonus episode, and
Yeah,
that'll be
might as well
Patreon
be.
only. So you better fucking pay up, you cheap fucks. No, we love you. If you can't afford it, it's fine.
Can't afford our high taste here on the Pieces episode of the SHUDcast.
Yes, as we talk about pieces.
Right. Moved up. Yeah, moved from somehow went. Moved. That's my own fault. I walked me and us into this.
That's great. That's great. We're here for the ride, buddy.
Should we rate this bitch?
We can rate this bit.
Okay.
Yeah, we can rate him.
I'll give Pieces bastard.
Yeah.
Bastard. Because it's escalating amounts of joy, and I can't wait till this Blu-ray shows up in my house. Because I woke Jess up when she fell asleep the night before this movie ended, and was like, "Hey, I finished the movie, and you didn't watch the end of it." And she's like, "Yeah, how did it end?" I was like, "Well, the movie's coming to live with us, so
Don't worry, you'll see.
know." And I love this piece of shit.
I give this film bastard. Bastard. Bastard.
He did it. He showed me up.
This is a horrible movie, and it's the most fun I've had in recent memory watching a movie. Everyone should watch this. It is not good.
And I give this movie bastard. 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 Bastard.
Oh, he did 4.
I think they all did 4.
No.
Oh,
It's
oops.
3. That's
Three.
fine.
My bad.
Make it your own.
Magic, pure entertainment at its finest. In my world, it's 5 stars, but I won't even try to negotiate a conversation with anybody that wants to give it half star or less.
I'm giving it 2.
And you know what? You are right.
1 because that's what it deserves, and 1 for it's a lot of fun.
But when this
Yeah.
inevitably plays at one of the respected parties later this year,
I'll be thrilled.
yeah, and I'm waiting.
I'll watch
the star
this.
rating will go up.
I will watch this any minute.
I'm not gonna do what you guys did.
Why?
Well, because not my favorite moment. I had a thing
Oh, fuck.
in this movie. I'm giving pieces. One Chinese man jumping out of the bushes because that's you don't do that. It's not something you're supposed to do. Like, just don't do that. It's offensive. It's gross. Don't do and bad. So like the movie's bad. However, this movie is going to go on and do great things.
It's going to go on and do great things.
Which is what that guy did. He went on to do great things. He went on to be Bruce Lee too.
Oh, that guy. Got it. I thought you meant Juan Piquer Simone, and I was like, wait, he did?
No.
Can you do the bastard anyway?
Okay. Bastard. Bastard. Bastard!
Beautiful.
Hell yeah. SHUDcast approved.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah!
Yeah.
I was deeply
Yes.
concerned that this wouldn't be.
No, are you kidding? It's so fun.
Like, look, this is the one I think I put on if someone is like, give me one of these.
Or first date.
Yeah, first date
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or fifth date.
Like, I heard you like horror movies.
Here you go.
Here you go.
Here you go, loser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When
You
this
fucking idiot.
when
Watch
this is the
fucking-
vibe, this is
got
the
it.
perfect thing
Yeah.
for that vibe.
Yeah.
It's great.
Fuck yeah. That means we're moving on.
Moving on.
I believe it
Beta Theta Die,
is
baby.
I think it's
Austin.
my turn, and I've struggled so much with what to pick.
With abundance of choice or an
An abundance of choice.
Okay.
There are many things that I want to pick, but factoring in what I think he's going to do, and God knows what he's going to do.
I love that you strategically thought about like what.
Of course.
Oh.
Of course. I have thoughts about what kind of thing you might do and what kind of thing he might do, so I'm trying to give a different flavor. So I've given it a lot of thought, and like I said earlier, some of the things I wanted to pick, they're college adjacent, maybe they're college age, maybe it's a sorority house, but it's not really a college-y movie. So I'm going to pick, and I believe we have sort of a longer break before we record again, right?
I think so.
We're not doing next week, yeah?
Like
Oh,
three.
I know what you're gonna do.
March.
I'm
March.
really
March
excited.
Do you
5th.
know what
I
I'm
think
gonna
I think I do now. Yeah. I actually, admittedly, had say your piece.
Do we have? But we're not recording next week,
No,
right? So we have 2 weeks.
March
So-
5th. Yeah.
So I'm doing 2 movies, and it's a movie and its sequel.
Yep.
And these are movies I have not seen.
Yep. I think I know exactly what it is.
But to
Yeah.
my knowledge, they take place on a college campus with college-age people. So we're going to watch Happy Death
Yep,
Day
Knew it.
and Happy
Yeah.
Death Day to You.
Knew it.
Fuck
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
Movies I want to see because I have not.
Yeah, so for some reason the other day when I was like looking at the list, I was in my head. I went, I bet Austin picks Happy Death Day.
Really?
Because you had said you hadn't seen it, and
Yeah.
I was like, I'll pick something he's never seen. Because I'm like looking at everything else, and I'm like, nah, he's not gonna pick those. He'll pick that one.
I was struggling because there were some that I think like might be better conversation or like are maybe more interesting movies, but like I think this will
is
be
perfect.
fun as shit.
This is really perfect.
This is
These are
perfect.
college horror movies,
This-
no?
And
yes,
we
they are.
skew old, and this is new.
And
that's
that was
nice.
it. I'm like,
Yeah.
he's probably gonna go old. I don't. He's a fucking wild card. I can't. But I'm like, we got one old, probably an old. Let me throw in a new.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be honest. In what I had decided in my head was that if nobody picked it, I was gonna pick this.
Ah, good.
Oh, sure. Are you coming in last on this
Yeah.
series?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Fuck yeah. Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day to
To
you.
you.
Love that.
So we got 2 movies for next time.
Fuck yeah. Very excited.
Also, is that a Kansas City Chiefs shirt? But it's Taylor Swift.
Oh, you didn't notice?
Taylor's version.
It
Hell
says
yeah.
Kansas City Chief Diss. And it says,
Amazing.
"Welcome to Kansas City, Taylor's version."
When did you get that?
I bought it on Super Bowl Sunday.
I love
incredible.
Because this guy who makes these shirts, he's Boss Dog Art on Instagram. He makes some really awesome, super weird shit that I really like. He was having a sale, and I was just, and his stuff kind of like rotates, like not everything's for sale at once. And this popped up, and I was like, yeah, I gotta buy
Yeah,
that.
it's awesome.
So I bought this, and then I bought a Los Angeles Dodger Dog Slayer shirt. Which has got
Oh,
like
cool.
a knight and a skeleton on it and stuff. He'll do like off-brand, like he has like the Los Angeles Burger Kings, and it's like a hockey guy, but with the Burger King logo. He does some fun weird shit.
I think I've
Legally
seen that
actionable.
Slayer shirt that you're talking about.
Possibly, I'll show it to you. When,
I feel like
when
I've
we're
seen
done.
that shirt.
But yeah, shout out to Boss Dog Art, guy's great,
And Taylor Swift.
and Taylor Swift because she's gotten a lot of young girls excited about football, and that is a net positive for football if you like the sport.
Sounds great. Got a lot of fucking meat boners excited about music with feelings.
Goddamn right.
Hell yeah. That's net positive for music with feelings.
Yeah. So, happy Death Day 1 and 2. Next time, subscribe, like, tell your friends, join us on Patreon,
Give
write
us
us on
those
Discord.
good reviews.
Send us kissy emojis.
Yeah, some fucking dickless piece of shit gave us a 1 star. So,
Yeah, who the fuck are you?
if you have not reviewed us, please balance that out with a 5 star.
I think that person had the right to give us a 1-star review.
They have the right, it still makes them a piece of shit.
Yeah, I mean they aren't a cocksucker. All right, until next time.
Love
we
you.
Fucking love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.